I'm on the drugs right now. I can use your love right now. With this steady trying to tear me down. I'm just trying to
Check 1 2 what it do.
Check.
Alright, fuck it.
Drinking game pod.
Yeah, bro, honestly.
Every time somebody says we gotta drink.
Damn.
Oh my god.
Damn.
We gotta talk about some shit we could roll in with though, cause I don't want to talk about this. So we got.
Oh yeah.
No, yeah, let's do it. I'm
I
free.
have something Saturday morning. I wasn't sure if y'all up for it, but
What's Saturday morning?
I'm a
Saturday
tell
morning,
you. I was a bit of a depressy Nancy earlier when I came in, so I was like, I'll tell you guys about it.
Oh
later.
yeah. I felt like you were down only because you didn't have no topics.
No. I hadn't down. That's why I didn't give a fuck about no top. I'm like, oh, what's going on?
What happened this week? Because usually you have some topics.
Yeah. we'll talk about this shit of this week.
Isn't it funny? Like every time a group of dudes come together and discuss porn, it's when like they get the most serious and like animated in the conversation.
Yeah, like damn.
It's like
they get
discussing
me.
porn, discussing bitches, like men turn philosophers and shit. Like sports is all yelling and shit when it comes to porn, and bitches is like, nah, man.
Everyone wants to know like, what do you like to?
Oh, so like the story, like civilized ass conversation and shit.
She was much better in 07. 08, she fell off.
Talking about Pinky? I swear, when I was younger, bro, I was like, Pinky is the truth. And then I was like, damn, you really washed up. Like, this is a sad sight, bro.
Yeah.
I got you.
All
All right.
Wait, is this your first time with the air horns?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Second
time
with
two.
the
Oh
air
yeah,
horns.
and he's back too. We gotta
Yes,
make
sir.
sure we. He's back.
He's back.
Is that?
You know what time it is, man.
I survived.
It's that time of the week. We're all super fired up. I can't lie.
Yes.
Super fired up.
Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, man. Hump day. Appreciate everyone who's joining us, man. It is the Really Good Podcast, home of the Really Good Podcast,
do?
man. Welcome to everyone.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone who's been subscribing, liking, doing all. No.
Yo, we got
Everybody
some
watching this shit, like it right now.
Stop the
Yeah.
video.
I need a like.
Pause the video
Yeah.
and smash the like button.
We got some
Smash it.
serious shit to talk about. So make sure you like it now. You're gonna be too
Dude,
lost in
like
the
it
sauce
with your
later.
elbow if you can.
Yes.
Yes.
Makes it more
Tough
fun.
shit, you know.
And give
Or do it
yourself
with your
some entertainment.
nose. Actually, I don't know if that's cool.
Bro, that's some real shit right there, man. Backstage we have no one.
Fucking no one.
Yeah.
We got guys calling out of work and shit like that. It's okay. It'll get addressed. It is
Yep.
what it is. We got our guy who called out of work last time. He's back now. He had
Was your excuse real?
Yeah, I actually did have food poisoning. It was,
What'd
pretty-
you eat?
Nobody
Out
be
there.
having food
I had
poisoning.
poke.
which side, big dog?
Both.
At once?
It was real. Almost at one point, I was on the toilet and I felt like I had to throw up. I was like, hopefully I don't have to throw up right now because like I don't want to make that switch because like I'm literally shitting in this toilet as I'm having this feeling. So I was like, nah, I have to hold that shit down.
You
But-
could have potted like that. You could have just
Yeah,
kinda
bro.
made some runs
Oh,
to the
hell
bathroom
no,
and shit.
hell-
bro.
hell no.
Bruh.
What if you threw up on your mic?
That's why you throwing up
Like-
too.
like
you gotta just
mid-
have a bag over there.
Like mid take, it was like, anyways, I feel like just threw up.
They'd be like, yeah, as I was saying.
Hey, that'd be a trooper, man. So what's up? It's Wednesday. It's been an eventful week. How y'all weeks been? What y'all been thinking about? And then by week I mean the weekend to Wednesday. No
Yeah.
one cares about.
Anybody want to go? Start
Trail
off?
off.
Anybody got anything?
I'll go. I got vaccinated.
Oh.
Got my first shot.
Oh.
Let's go.
Where is it?
Right here, right here, Pfizer gang. You know what it is.
You cried?
Oh,
They
you
said,
weak
yeah, I did. The nurse had to hold my hand. The Cadillac of vaccines, they say.
Oh,
you know?
man.
That's hilarious.
Which one's the Rolls Royce or the Bentley? You
None of them. Just Pfizer. It's all about
Just
Pfizer.
the Cadillac.
It's all about Pfizer.
All about
I thought
Pfizer,
you would
baby.
be more of a Johnson & Johnson type of guy, you know?
I don't want blood clots.
Oh. But you're not a
For
woman.
you? Oh, is it?
It was 6 women.
Oh, 6
It's
women.
only women?
Oh.
For real?
It was like 6 women from ages 18 to 45.
Oh shit.
Getting educated.
But I wouldn't get the Johnson & Johnson anyways, because I'd rather just get the more effective vaccine shot.
Yo, did you guys know that the vaccine, did you guys know this prior to getting the vaccine? That it only lasts for like 6 months?
Yeah, you got to get a booster shot
But
after.
Did you find that out before you got the vaccine, or you did that after
I found
you
that
got
out before. But there's because like the new strains and shit came out, so they're like, oh, this is only gonna be helpful. Like eventually, you're gonna have to get a booster shot, which is like similar to other ones. But I'm pretty sure with Johnson & Johnson, you don't have to get a booster shot, right?
Yeah, it's only one shot, but it's not
Yeah.
as effective.
Yeah, exactly. So it's I don't know.
What?
A lot of
Your
shots
arm.
going around.
Yeah.
Oh, it was really sore the first 2 days.
Couldn't sleep on it, right?
Like now, at beginning of the night, I started to feel it more sore.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, 2 hours ago it was not like this. And like later in the night, like, yeah, I really can't sleep on this arm anymore. So
Y'all be sleeping straight? Like, how do you guys sleep? You guys sleep straight, like, to the back? Because my dad be sleeping like a fucking skeleton. I mean,
that's how
like
I
a
sleep.
skeleton, like a dead man.
I mean, I saw it.
If I'm trying to sleep, I lay like that. But sometimes you just if you're
I'm a
tired.
side sleeper.
You just side sleep works sometimes, but
I need some pillows.
The fuck is
I'm just listening to these niggas. Like, I was gonna chime in, then I'm like, do I really want to tell them how I sleep? Like, someone's on my side, someone's on
not
the other way.
I'm usually on my back, no homo, or wait, left shoulder or right shoulder?
Nigga, you
That's a
sleep
big
on your
question.
stomach with your fucking feet kicking up in the air.
You sleep with your back arched.
Never that.
He got his ass up in the air so it gets good. It relieves gas.
I like to keep a pillow between my legs. You know, it makes
Yeah,
it
oh,
extra
man.
comfortable.
Hey, but can we be real? Have you ever, like, maybe when you're younger, like, you put your ass up in the air and, like, it does relieve gas?
Yo, I be farting like crazy.
All right, good. Someone's being real. You know,
I know y'all have done that
I took a risk. I took a risk
Y'all
right
can tune it
there.
up.
Bro, tune it up.
When you're like farting or like prairie dogging.
What?
That's like when you, like, starting this shit. But
Yeah,
nah,
bro. You
we have
can't
to a
prairie
great
dog
start.
tune it up.
I mean, yes, you can.
Have you?
It's going to come out.
Where are you
dogging.
sticking ass up, prairie dogging at?
Bruh.
Don't you want to go to a bathroom? Hey, so when you had food poisoning, you had your ass up in the air. Like,
No, you can't
This-
prairie dog with poop. It'll fucking leak out, bro. That shit.
it's going to come out.
Oh god.
like
this
one
is already
fart
crazy.
and like yeah, bro. It's bad.
Have you ever like prairie dogged, but then didn't? Like on like it just fucking the prairie dog poked his head out a little too far.
What is prairie dog again?
It's like when you starting this shit and, like, you could just feel like
Yeah, it's like on the- it's on the border,
Think
bro.
about, like, a prairie dog.
Yeah, you
like,
know they
this
pop
is
up.
the whole bah.
Oh, it just pops out and goes back in. No,
Kinda.
or like if you're constipated and that shit happens, you know?
Ooh, yeah, constipation sucks.
Right, constipation's pretty. No, but usually when you don't really prairie dog when you're
Yeah.
constipated.
Nah, yeah,
You're
prairie dog,
stuck.
you about to be at the
Prairie
finish
dog's like,
line.
I'm gonna
like,
shit, but I'm
yeah,
trying to
yeah.
like make
You
sure.
trying
Oh,
to
it
come
comes
you're
out.
sucking it back in.
Exactly.
No,
Like,
you know, I mean,
Not even
you
like
just have to go real badly. Like, it's right there.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I
but
gotta
you're not
get
trying to
the bathroom.
shit yourself or nothing, you know.
yo, honest question. Since we're already talking about shit and defecating, when was the last time you shit your pants?
Oh, I was
Age.
kind of thinking about that last time you started. I'm glad we started drinking before the pod because now we got some
Yeah.
dumbass conversations.
Fuck the news.
We'll get to the news. We'll get to the news and fucking address.
Tori goes first. What's the
Yeah,
last
go
time-
ahead.
Yeah, when was the last
I'm
time?
sorry, I can't remember. I'm really thinking like the last time I really shit myself, and I was
Let's
like,
take a minute.
I can
remembered
think
shit
of a
myself.
time, but I can't think of the last time.
Okay, think of a time.
But I was like young though. It was
Yeah,
my
I had to
first
be
time
young,
ever
man.
like sharding.
I haven't accidentally in like a minute.
To be honest, like I didn't. It was my first time. Yeah.
I had a
All
cousin
right.
that was. Oh, go ahead.
Let's talk. Let's just talk about the weight. Let's get into some shit. The Jake Paul dub. What did we predict? Did we say Jake Paul would win or the Ben Askren?
I think I probably said Ben. Honestly,
I-
probably
really?
fucked up.
I thought Ben was gonna win, but I don't know combat sports like that. But I was like, if this nigga is a professional, and he used to be good, like
I said Drake.
Then I saw him take off his thing. I'm like, oh, he's kind of fat.
Oh,
You know, I was like, yeah.
but he's
popped out,
always
bro.
been like
That's when I
that.
changed my mind, bro. As soon as I saw that shit, I was like, yeah, he here for the check today.
Yeah, I said Drake, but that Drake was just gonna win off points. But shit, just went off one big
Fam,
blow.
Like his striking ability looked the same as Nate. Like he was doing the same shit where you got the one hand out, you chasing him like that, like you gonna get knocked out. Like you're for sure. Even if he got hit by that 1-2, and it was like, bro, you know from getting punches
Yeah.
thrown, this nigga defended it like this. Like he saw the one coming down the middle and got both hands. So it's like, yeah, if that's where your boxing level is at, like that's how you're defending punch, you're gonna
socked
get
in the
knocked
face,
out. Like
yeah.
you're gonna get knocked out pretty quick. So that's why even seeing that shit, do y'all think what do y'all think it says about Jake Paul's boxing ability?
We really can't see it yet, but I got a lot more respect for Jake Paul. Not even his boxing ability alone, just like how good of a fucking marketer he is. He really drove this shit up. What do you have? He had 103 pay-per-view sales, and I think the highest was Floyd Mayweather with 4.6 million. Yeah,
That's wild.
And he just demolished that record.
Damn.
He had 103 million.
Yeah. He got the bag. He really did get the bag. That shit is wild, and I got to give it to him. Like, and also he found this awesome place to be at. He doesn't. It's not like he's trying to be in boxing like that. He's not fighting real boxers.
Yo, if
so-
I get on, I'm gonna do that shit.
Celebrity
I'm
boxing?
gonna be calling out all the niggas I know got no hands. And they'll be like, hey, I'm
Hey,
just
Drake.
a musician. I just do music. I don't know how to do. I'm be knocking niggas out.
Bieber.
103
You
fucking.
a pussy. Travis Scott, nigga, I know you ain't got no hands,
Hey,
bro.
the almighty
Bro.
righteous Bieber. Shout out to Justin Bieber, man.
If there was a celebrity you could fight, who would it be?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, if there was a celebrity you could fight,
Dale would fight The
who
Rock.
would it be?
Nah, celebrity I can fight. Who would it be?
Dale would fight
I don't pay
Caitlyn
negative
Jenner.
energy to people, but I gotta really think. If there
Trying
was
to think,
one,
who would I
Like-
really enjoy fucking up?
Like in that sense, or like who would I win against?
this
Nah,
nigga.
nah. Like,
Who do I have I actually want to fight?
who gets you angry enough to want to fight? What was that one white girl's name? The
Tommy
one that-
Lauren?
Who?
Oh god. No, I think of annoying white girl. It just comes to my head.
The one that was on campus and she was like the big, like, she's super Republican and like she always be talking shit. I forgot her name. Fuck.
Well, why he trying to fight a girl anyways?
I know. I just
think-
I know, it's
because
like-
I feel like there would be girls that would want to fight her.
Hmm.
You know, I know there's no females on this pod, but at
I
the
can't
same
think of
time-
nobody.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
That was
Nah.
a terrible question.
it seemed good in premise, but then I feel like we just not the type, like,
Just go, yeah, I'll fight
because
them.
some niggas be sitting there like hating celebrity. I hate him. I hate like, fam, you don't know him. Like,
Yeah.
he's done pretty well for himself. Like, I think there's too much that's unknown. But yeah,
I'm trying to think of
fuck
like a joke. Like, what celebrity would I fight?
it. Shit.
Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it.
All right.
I'm gonna take after Jake Paul. No, so anyways, my bad. Back to the news. Jake Paul got the dub. I really wish I bet money. I feel stupid
Yeah,
for not
fuck.
betting money now because that was such an easy ass bet.
For
So you thought
Sure.
Jake was gonna win the entire time?
I mean,
What did you call last week?
yeah, I gotta watch the tape back. But I think I was saying if it goes in, no.
This nigga's
I'm
like,
capping. I'm straight capping. I forgot because I dead ass was texting this nigga Melvin, fucking no show Melvin. I was texting Melvin right before, like, which one of y'all niggas trying to bet on this shit? I'll put up money for Ben Askren. then I saw the way Jake walked out and shit. I was like, nah. To be honest, bro, like I don't know, bro. It might end quickly, and it did. My only thing was I didn't realize Ben's hands were just gonna still be that garbage. But it makes sense because like he only had 8 weeks to prep, and like, damn, he like it really does make sense. Like 3 years of boxing versus 2 months of boxing. Like because Ben's a horrible boxer, bro.
Yeah.
Like. But you can really, especially in the time he was competing at, you could do MMA and have like a more one-sided specialty. Nowadays, you really can't. Like you're not gonna be able to hang if you can't strike that. Imagine if Khabib couldn't strike, he would not be Khabib. Like people would not look at him as one of the greats. Like, and he could definitely strike, but he'll maul the fuck out of you. But if that was all he could do, dudes are too talented, bro. You gonna get hurt, unless you just that nice.
Jake
Plus-
Paul. Oh, go ahead.
oh yeah. Plus he was 20 pounds over his last fighting weight, and so that's not his natural weight, obviously. So yeah, if I did my research, I could have known it was gonna be like a not pretty fight for his end, but you know. fuck
I
it.
didn't think. I just hate that it ended so quick. Like
also-
you couldn't train a little bit more, Ben. Come on, Ben.
Yeah,
You think it was
two-
rigged?
2 months though, dude. No, like that's what the people that say, dude. There's two things. Like the people that say it's rigged, and then the people that say it was a bad stoppage, or like they're people that only watched because it was Jake Paul and Ben Askren. Like they don't know fighting, because like, fam, if someone gets dropped and is stumbling, even after the ref does the
Yeah.
count, that's the rule, right? The ref does the count, then they use their discretion. If you're still fucking stumbling, do you know how dangerous that is? When you basically most likely might have a partial concussion or sometimes you have head trauma. Obviously, you're fucking wobbling around. If the ref lets you go back in there and get hit, that's why like people get worse CTE in boxing than MMA. MMA, if you get dropped, someone's gonna pounce on you, but you're not really getting hit full force. You're basically covered up, and when you're not defending yourself accurately, the ref has to stop it, right? Boxing, niggas will get dropped, get back up if they survive the count and all that, and they look ready to go. All right, go again. Bro, some big ass head trauma
No,
like that,
seriously.
that fucks you up. You keep getting up, keep getting hit again. So if this nigga Ben is literally stumbling, fam, like obviously the ref can't let that go on. That you gotta stop that. But and then people saying it's rigged. It's just like, fam, that's not rigged. It's bad. You can't box. You could see he couldn't box. It ain't like he just dropped under one. No, he got like you think he with all the money he made in Bellator. By the way, I kept saying Strikeforce last time at Bellator. All the money he made, and he's done well on stocks, and he has his wrestling academy. You think he's gonna take? Well, he is probably getting a nice ass bag off this.
Oh, for
but
sure.
he going to tell them, yeah, just knock me out, because he for sure did get dropped hard. Like that was hard.
Yeah.
You really think who's willing to get to take that type of hit when you already got money. Like,
And
this
if-
nigga was
if
just trying to get in
somebody-
shape for something.
And if somebody's gonna like take money to get knocked out, they're gonna at least make the fight a little bit longer, you know?
Knock me out in the first round. Like, no, pay-per-view, that many people. If it was going to be rigged, Jake would have let him hang around for, like,
Yeah.
another round or two.
So do you think Ben took the fight knowing he was probably gonna lose? Was I'm just gonna get the bag anyways.
His thing was, like, I've already fought against dogs and animals and shit, right? And he had just come off a hip surgery. And then he, after he just wanted to get in shape type shit. He was already going to take some wrestling matches. So then basically they approached him like, hey, you trying to do this fight? He's like, fight a YouTuber? Whatever, like, that'll be fun. Like, train, because he wanted to get back in shape anyways type shit. So he was pretty much chill about it either way. He was like, if he's a high-level boxer, I think I'm going to get fucked up. But I just don't think he's a high-level boxer. And But Ben is a really not a high-level boxer. Because I don't think he was entirely wrong. Like, there's not a big sample size. We haven't really seen him fight boxers. Like, you fought Nate Robinson. You fought... I get that Ben Askren had his... And I know it sounds stupid because we were talking about all the fight experience he had, which is true, but, like, if you can't box, like, your head is your head. Once you get rocked that hard, you're not going to be able to win. Like, so if you can't defend yourself properly... Like, he looked horrible, fam. Like, so it's like... as soon as I saw it start, I'm like, bro... I think he's gonna get hurt.
Me too.
didn't see
Me too. I was like, Ben's gonna win. Then like the fight started happening. I was like, I really don't know boxing because this nigga looks pretty ass.
What's it called? I really fuck with Jake in the sense of that he's really good into leaning into the hate.
Yeah, he's
you
so
know?
unlikable.
Dude, I love that because it shows that he's fucking real. You know, like if everybody already hates you, you're not trying to pander to them to be like, oh, love me, but like, yo, he does what he wants. And I'm fucking with that heavy because, like, also, he's just changing the game.
You aspire to be more like Jake Paul.
I ain't going to say all that.
He inspires
But
you.
His
He's a role
creativity
model?
can inspire me. Because, motherfucker, how do you go from YouTube to boxing motherfuckers and selling pay-per-views, 103 million pay-per-views? That's fucking wild.
Wasn't his first fight against KSI, or did I imagine that?
I thought that was his brother.
Is that PC or cameras?
Hello?
Nah, cameras. He thinks
Hello?
we're stupid. He thinks he's stupid.
Nah, y'all would have fallen for it. Fuck y'all.
No,
That was so I
we-
could
we-
change
It's
the
like
conversation.
blatantly on the...
Yeah. So
But yeah, Jake Paul is an animal mastermind for marketing. I really fuck with that.
so do you think celebrity boxing is gonna be more common nowadays?
Well, supposedly Austin McBroom and some TikTokers supposed to fight, and they're trying to set up a boxing match. And they asked Jake Paul what they thought about that. They tried giving Jake Paul the main event for that, but he declined because he's already been building his own shit. You
Hey,
know?
Lamar Odom and Aaron Carter got a fight coming up.
Get the
Are you
fuck
serious?
outta here.
Y'all didn't know that? Oh, okay. So y'all...
Aaron Carter again?
Aaron Carter, he was from... Are you stupid?
You don't even know what he's
Oh,
from.
the Hooper?
I forgot. No. I
He's
forgot.
just some
Because
famous
he's
white dude.
he's
Yo,
crazy.
I would love if Preacher Lawson would fight somebody.
what?
Who are these people?
Lamar
You know
Odom was not
Preacher
losing to
Lawson?
that guy. I don't give a damn if he's on the crack today.
He was
That dude,
he
they
was a
probably
teen
do crack
star.
together. Like, look at his face.
He was basically a teen star, hella popular. Then he fell off, and he's like crazy. He got an OnlyFans now. The nigga's kind of crazy. No, if you seen, watch him
show
on,
is
when he
he
was on Adam 22. Not the most recent time, but the time before. He's a wild dude. But they both former addicts. Not to hate on Lamar, but they do have something in common. That's the man right there. Yeah, Lamar's gonna fuck him up, to be honest. But
What if
and
he has
Lamar said he
AIDS?
really boxed too. Like he said when he was in the league, like
He's
the
long.
niggas, he was talking about the niggas he had been training with. He's like, bro, he used to always tell me like, Lamar, you gonna be you could be a boxer, dog. Or I think Lamar used to tell him. No, sorry. Lamar was saying he used to tell him like, dog, I could really just go be a boxer right now. So it's like even, not that you actually have it. I mean, it's like niggas, I could go to the league, but if you feel like that, you probably been throwing hands at some point. Like I don't think Aaron Carter's gonna get hurt.
Let's look at the facts. So Lamar Odom, I saw that Aaron Carter's 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
Lamar Odom is 6'9". So his reach is automatically longer.
Now that might be a setup, like that fight.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Lamar is gonna have to go easy on him. You're gonna look like a dick. And just
Yeah.
beat him up. Like it's
Yeah.
Aaron Carter. He's skinny as fuck. He don't do sports. He's not. Don't
Yeah.
seem athletic.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he dance. He's used to dance and shit. But like,
Yeah, Lamar's
that ain't
athletic too.
sports.
Yeah, he's a crackhead.
Exactly.
We all know crackheads got superhuman strength.
You know what's
Yeah.
crazy about Lamar? I was just watching him on All the Smoke, and I'd heard it before, but it didn't really click to me, because he was talking about. And I feel like y'all probably are gonna be surprised with this. He was talking about what happened when he went to that something ranch. I forgot what it's called, where he went and got
The brothel?
the brothel. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when he went there,
Oh, Bunny
he's
Ranch?
already always sworn. Yeah, Bunny Ranch, right? he had always sworn like he never took any drugs that day. Like the females in there basically gave him some shit because that shit fucked him up, like all the strokes he had and stuff. But he was saying, and I'd already heard him tell that story, but I already get it. The jokes is gonna come. People are always gonna be like, oh, he cracked. I mean, because he did do hella like drugs and stuff. But in that case, it's crazy because like it really is fucked up when you hear him explain. Because he was saying like one of the worst parts about being in the hospital, because he couldn't talk after any of that shit happened. Like he couldn't talk, he couldn't move, couldn't walk. Like his body, like he had to regain all that shit. So for the longest time, oh yeah, fire, pizza's here. Let's get it.
Break.
Yeah, another beer.
It's getting
That's
my
some
dick
fucked up
sucked
shit.
cheating. I mean, did she say no that day? Like, it depends. Like, what? Like, I gave you the opportunity and you just said no. So like, what?
All right, and we're back.
Yes.
We tore up some pizza. I can't even lie. Got
That shit
some
was
drinks.
fire.
Got some pizza roll. Gotta keep it light, man. What were we talking about? Oh, we talking about Lamar. Okay. Him in the brothel. Yeah. Yeah.
We're talking
Oh,
about
he
some
was talking
serious
about
shit.
since he couldn't say nothing. Yeah. Serious. He was saying like how hard it was on the fact of like everyone thinks like you put yourself in this position, and so he's saying like everyone around him, all the people taking care of him, like it was so hard to not be able to communicate that to anybody. Like, bruh, I didn't just overdose. Like, I got drugged. Like, I swear I didn't. I don't remember a lot from that thing, but I do know like I didn't do any drugs and shit like that. And yeah, it's just, I mean, I see how like that shit must have been really tough. And it's also fucked because I was thinking about it, I'm like, damn, yeah, everyone thinks like, because everyone knows he was he was doing drugs in general. So like, even after I had heard him say in the past, like, oh yeah, I didn't do nothing, I just didn't really think that much of it. But like, people still think the same things anyways. Like, yeah, he OD'd, he was at a brothel. Like, it's just a tough look. But hearing him explain it, I saw where he was coming from.
Because if we flip it and some chick got roofied or something, it's very.
I don't know what they gave him.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was that they. I think he said he don't even know what they gave him.
What happened in the brothel? Did he just wild out?
No, he said. I think he said he got drug type shit. Like all he knows is he didn't take no drugs.
But what did the media portray it as? Do you guys remember or no?
This guy's having a stroke from an overdose. Basically, he was at a brothel. There was Viagra and shit like that. But it's like that is very fucked. Like,
Yeah.
imagine you go to a brothel, you gonna hash
have
it
some
out.
fucking
You
fun.
got stupid Blue Chew on you,
Yeah.
and then you get drugged, and you've already had a drugs in your history in your past that
Yeah.
everyone knows about, and they know about your dad and shit like that. It's like, yeah, bro. No one's gonna be like, oh damn, he got drugged. Like, I don't think I've heard anyone report that. People would just be like, yeah, after he had his overdose or like his whatever, the strokes and shit like that.
Nobody
yeah.
gives him credit for like having a or I guess I wouldn't say nobody gives him credit, but damn, motherfucker made it to the NBA with a crackhead for a father. You know?
Yeah,
that's tough, man. Like Kevin Hart too. He had a crackhead for a dad. There's a lot of crack babies that like really made it out there.
yeah, and also people have, it's like you have genetic things that'll make you more addictive type personality. So like when you've grown up around, like you saw your parent doing drugs and shit like that, it's like it's kind of hard to just judge a guy like. But it is still hella fun when Stephen A. Smith was like, and Lamar Odom, who was on crack.
It was funny because like, was he lying?
Bro, he was not on crack when he played in Dallas, though. Wasn't he saying about Dallas? Like, nigga, I don't think he was smoking crack and then playing Dallas games. I think he was he was back on it like after he got out the league.
Yeah, but he signed him when he was out the league.
Who?
The Knicks.
Oh, the Knicks signed him?
Yeah, he's talking about Phil Jackson. Like his first order of business as the president was to sign Lamar Odom.
Who was,
on crack.
got it. That's who he was talking about. Oh,
Well,
yeah.
that's what was funny because like he wasn't
You're
lying. Right?
Shit,
That's
okay,
the
you're
first
right,
order.
you're right.
We need Lamar. We're not winning unless we have Lamar.
Like, but sir, he's on crack. Like, I don't care.
Phil
That's
Jackson
my
was,
guy.
He was terrible down there, dog. He's a
Oh,
great
yeah.
coach, but like, man, he was fucking shit up, bro. Well, the Kristaps shit went bad, but that wasn't. Did you think it was a bad trade bad draft when you first got him? Because to be honest, it kind of started looking like it panned out, but then that shit went flat, and then he dipped.
I mean, it was the good choice at the time because they really wanted Okafor, I think. But then, like when the Lakers took Russell, the Knicks fans were happy because like there's no way the Sixers draft another fucking center, but they did. So like they ended up taking fucking Kristaps, and I knew he was kind of good because Klay Thompson's dad, Michael Thompson, used to always talk about how good Kristaps was, before he was even in the draft cycle. So like I knew he had some talent, but like I didn't think he would be that good. But now
Yeah.
it's kind of ass, so it doesn't matter.
I feel it. I feel it.
Hey, yo, y'all ever, like, be honest, have you guys ever used the same trimmer that you trim your face with and use it the same one that you have for your balls? You guys ever use the same shit?
No.
Don't fucking lie.
Like
Don't
my
fucking
balls
lie.
or like
the one
my
that you
pubes?
trim your balls with. Have you ever used it on your face?
Okay, actually, I'm thinking about it.
You fucking lie.
Because I've
I
gone
know
through
it. I know
phases
you
of having
lied.
different like trimmers and shit. So now I got like a cheap one that I just use, for the balls, keep it nice, tidy. For the face, I got like a more expensive one. It's like a what is it? Like an Andis.
You
One of
use
them,
a
one of them
Manscaped for
T-liners. One of them T-liners, like a good one. You feel me? So, yep.
Yeah.
But back in the day, when I wasn't bougie and had multiple clippers, I'm pretty sure I just used some alcohol, cleaned it off a little bit, and then went to switching.
I have a confession.
Uh,
I don't shave my balls
Well, when you say like you don't shave your pubes at all, or just balls?
at all. Like I'm just naturally not hairy in all seriousness, and like I just don't need to.
If you got a girlfriend right now, though, would you start shaving your shit? If
No.
you knew it was Pound Town tonight, would you shave your shit?
No, my ex-girlfriend even said like, yeah, you don't have a lot of hair, so like it's really.
Oh, you
fine.
don't have no pubes then?
No, I have pubes, but it's not like a bush. It's just like it's just a solid amount.
Wild.
I don't know what that means, but I get.
I mean, I don't know how to say it, bro. It's just like
that doesn't quantify.
Like baby hairs?
I got a nice 1.5.
Are we still talking about hairs? No,
1.5
hairs? Yeah, right?
I'm fucking with you.
All right, what else happened this week?
You know it's fine.
Yeah, anyway.
Should we talk the trial? I feel like that's
Serious
next
shit,
up on the list. All right, all right. Derek Chauvin trial. He was found guilty. I feel like when we talked about it before, y'all were saying y'all wouldn't have been surprised had it been some bullshit and he was found not guilty. What were y'all's reactions? What was it like on the day of when y'all thought about the shit? What's on your minds?
Well, like any other morning, I woke up a little bit earlier than my alarm clock, went off. So
Damn.
probably got up at like 5 or something,
Damn.
Alarm don't really go off at like 7.
It's
Niggas
nothing.
just be up,
Sheesh.
So I was like, fuck it, let me read. So I read. Then I checked my phone. Then saw he was found guilty. And is it bad or wrong that I was a little bit sad?
What?
What the fuck are you sad about?
My inner anarchist was like, damn it. I kind of was like, fuck.
What?
Oh, you let it see-
Elaborate.
You let the watch shit burn, huh?
Well,
You can't say that though.
wasn't sad. It was just like, I don't know. It was just like, that's the more boring option.
I see what you
I
mean,
know,
but
but
No,
you forgetting what we talking about.
but
though.
you a crazy
forget,
ass.
you forget what we talking about.
Crazy ass nigga though.
Because prior to this, there was nobody that, no cop that got convicted for killing somebody who was black. Prior to this, that didn't have a fucking weapon, that didn't have any of that. Think
It
about
was
that.
like-
That's fucking wild.
It was like 5 out of 16,000.
You wasn't sad though. Like I felt you probably just used the wrong word. Cause fam, he had to go to prison. Like nigga, he better get fucking
He
locked
wasn't
up.
sad.
Like,
He's probably more like
No, not
this
sad.
would be like you were looking for dude. This would be pretty. Out of all the cases of people that gotten off, like this would
That would've been
pretty
crazy.
Cause it's insane. I was telling my brother about this. It was crazy. Cause I live in the world that I'm so glad I live in the world that if a cop kills me on camera, and we had hella witnesses, and damning testimonies, I might get off. He might get in trouble. And that's kind of sad that with all the evidence we had, we were still thinking about he still might get off though.
Yeah.
That's why everyone's so hyped and excited about it, and that it's how it should be. But it's all the it's there's so much hype because of how we're we've seen so many different times where bullshit did happen versus when someone gets killed, I'm not that just thrilled oh, the guy who killed him on camera got prosecuted. It's I'm expecting that. That's how it should go. If someone walked up right now and shot you and it was on camera and shit, and assuming I didn't clap him right on the spot, he gets, God forbid, but he gets locked up. I'm not. Yeah, he should definitely. I assume, and since it's all on camera, we all saw the same shit. I'm kind of assuming it should go that way, but I understand the fact of how we've seen other shit go in the past. So it's I get it.
And I feel like it will leave people hopeless, because it's happened so many times.
And that's
they
why-
do not get convicted.
Even going down that's what I can't lie, because before that I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna even entertain that shit. When it happens, it'll happen. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be painful outrage, but it's like until that happens, like I'm just gonna assume this whole shit is on camera. The same with the reason, like when everyone's like, man, couldn't you believe the police chief testified it wasn't against protocol? It's like, well, yeah, I'm not. So what is he gonna say? It is like, no, I mean, it's pretty clear cut, man. It's fucked up what's happening, but it's like, yeah, justice should be served. But this one is like, fam, there wasn't even a decent defense. Like the whole shit, like the defense looked like shit every time they tried to like call a witness or call. Everything they did just made it look like even more pain. Like nothing they did really helped their case at any point. So it's like, bro, this shit should obviously this nigga should be put away. Like the whole shit was caught on camera. We just get to sit here and debate. And I also feel like a lot of the world, it was like fucking entertainment. Like the way some people were just so obsessed with like, oh my god, and now this is like, bro, this shit should go one way and one way only. And if it doesn't, then we deal with that. But we only worried about the opposite because we see the way shit is gone.
All right, but look what happened, right? The jurors went to inside and deliberated for 10 hours.
Yeah.
On a 3-week trial.
Yeah.
They had a pig head show up at one of the witnesses' houses, right? Now here's where that goes in, right? As a juror, and if you're sitting there saying, okay, we have a decision to make. Do I want the heat of a mob attacking me at my house? Like, I think that was like a big part of this case of like the mob mentality. And so that was definitely a part of the decision for that to happen. So it's like, and where I feel like where it's set up now is, of course, you could say one side, like, yeah, we all saw what happened. Evidence is clear. But at the same time, there's always what they do is they'll set up another side for you to argue years about what happened, right? So George Floyd, if you kind of look into it, he was a criminal, stuff like that. But he had 3 times the amount of normal fentanyl in his body system. But we don't talk about that. So it's like you can sit here and pick sides about what facts or what we saw. So now it's like this is not considered. I don't think this is considered like justice. Like this is just kind of perpetuating the same divisiveness and confusion that kind of goes on with what's going on, like with everything, you know. So it's like maybe the sadness comes from, I guess, me considering not justice not really being served. Like, okay, this guy goes to jail for that atrocious act, but maybe I'm just not happy with just calling that killing or what that happened as justice. Like as mad as people were hitting the streets, and I understand the reasons why they were mad, but what actually has been fixed? Like what actually has changed from then? Because we're gonna keep going on with the same shit every fucking day because some new shit's gonna pop up. So does his death really fucking matter? Because you still have small businesses getting torn up because the dumb motherfuckers decide to go loot and shoot and steal, do whatever. So what did we really learn? Because we're not going to pay attention to the policies that are changing, to the actual shit that really does fucking matter. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not happy with or satisfied with just him going to jail for that, like, or being guilty
for that.
To
not like, go to jail?
No, I know, but I don't know. Like,
I feel like you're just mad at the justice system.
You said you want anarchy,
and obviously there's more to it. But
that was the bullshit, jokey, anarchist side. You know, that's a part of fucking people. Like, yeah, whatever. But
you know, it's like I feel like you got to celebrate some wins.
This is not a win, bro.
I could still see it as a win because I've never seen a fucking cop getting convicted for killing a black male like that.
See, it's so sad that how that's a win.
We're like, happy with that.
It shouldn't be a win. That should be like the bare minimum.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not.
Saying I understand that. I'm just saying how like sad that is, and like kind of touching what Tori was saying. Like when people like they're acting like this is such like a victory. They're saying, "Oh, he can now rest in peace," and to me, it's like, no, he can't rest in peace. I was looking for that. Because that nigga didn't want to fucking die that day. Like, he's not no fucking martyr, bro. He didn't want to die for the greater good. Yeah. He was just a dude living that day, and he ran to the wrong fucking racist cop.
That's what I'm saying. It feels like it turns into, like, entertainment in terms of, like, there's so many fucking, you know, the same people that, like, all of a sudden now it's, like, their big thing, and they're like, oh my God, what a big win. Yeah, the I can breathe shit now. And, like
shit like that, bro.
I forgot what celebrity was that tweeted out. I forgot her name. Someone posted, it was like, George Floyd couldn't breathe for 9 minutes and 29 seconds. Now he can.
Like shit like that. That's some white people shit, bro.
But it's just, see how we make it a storyline? Because if you saw someone you know get killed, yes, obviously there needs to be justice served as far as, you know, the system. You're like, yes, this person needs to be put away or dealt with outside of that. But assuming they're put away and arrested, it's just like, does that bring someone back? Like, the whole issue is like, this is happening to black people. So it's like, what are we really celebrating in terms of like, oh my God, the cop that fucking basically lynched the guy in front of everyone he got prosecuted. Like, bro, that's what's supposed to happen. It's just unfortunate you got shit like the Rodney King incident where the cops weren't prosecuted and stuff like that. So it's like we're celebrating the breadcrumbs that we're given, but it's like, bro, it's obvious. Like, fam, it's fucking a video in front of everybody, and it's fucking 2021. People are, their ears and eyes are a little bit more open. How could it not? Like, really, how could it not? How could the verdict have not gone this way? Even watching the court case, like, that's why I was saying I was so impatient watching it, because it's like, fam, we all saw this shit. Like, this is so tedious and just fucking slow. Because it's like, bro, at the end of the day, we all saw the thing. It's not like we're learning new stuff like that. Like, we're just having this shit broken down, the shit that we all saw. And so it's like, is it a win that if you kill a guy on camera, you get locked up? It's like, bro, that seems pretty basic to me. But in this world we live in, nothing is basic. Everything is divisive.
Well, if you give the history of the criminal justice system, like, you could see how it goes every single time. That's the reason I'll see it as a win compared to what kind of system we're in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like, if they didn't convict him, like, what the fuck? That would tear people apart even more, you know. But
I wouldn't have been that surprised. But
and the hundreds of people that go unnamed, what about them? Like of course there's issues, right? Like, I'm not saying that there's no issues, but I don't know. Popularized, like, I don't know.
It's crazy. This is the first time a police officer was convicted of murder in Minnesota in the history of the state.
I feel like that's... How often do police officers get convicted of murder?
They don't.
I don't think that happens often, at all, for, like, the last, 50 years. You know, it's rare.
It's, like, something staggering, like 5 out of 16,000, some shit like that. Yeah. Like, I think it was, like, 0.04 percent rate of them, like, getting convicted for it. And that was before Chauvin. And after him, it was, like, 0.05. Like, that shit is really impossible to happen. And it's just really sad because, like, I saw this one quote that really resonated with me. Like, if you're a white supremacist, why not become a police officer? And it hit me. Like, if I really did hate black people and other minorities, why wouldn't I be a cop when I could just terrorize them and get away with it?
It's like we were saying last time, bro. Like, the world is so big. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, you also have white supremacists in the world. They have the same opportunity to get jobs. I know they do a vetting process, but... when you find out there's like police gangs and police at the Capitol, well, I don't know what the vetting process is like, man.
You're getting vetted by other white supremacists.
You're right.
It's like, it's not gonna fucking work.
But what was I gonna say? Shit. Well, what? Anything else? Oh no. Okay, I remembered it.
Could be a nice ass edit.
Yeah. Wait, nah, fuck. Okay, you go ahead, because it's on the tip of my dick.
Is it still gonna be about the Chauvin trial?
Yeah. Oh, you about to?
Because since we were talking about wins, it was like you really don't get the win all the way through because of like what else happened in this week and the week prior to it. Like, everything leading up to his conviction was really fucked. You know, we saw the Ma'Khia Bryant case.
We wanna talk Ma'Khia Bryant.
Yeah,
give it kind of rundown.
If your Chauvin shit comes back,
I was talking about how police officers never get convicted for murder. Like, it was really rare. It was like 5 out of 16,000 first time in Minnesota.
I don't know. It's not gonna come back.
It's gone forever.
So let's see. As additional body cam footage is released, family of Ma'Khia Bryant seeks answers after fatal shooting by Columbus police. Let's see. Officers were called to the 3100 block of Legion Lane north of Chatterton Road just after 4:30 p.m. on Tuesday for Hey, should we take the pizza boxes off? Our officers were called to 300 block of Legion Lane north of Chatterton Road just after 4:30 p.m. on Tuesday for a disturbance. According to Interim Chief Michael Woods, a caller reported females were trying to stab them. A dispatcher tried to obtain more information but was unable to before the call was disconnected. In addition to the body cam footage released Wednesday, the scene of the incident was shown from different perspectives as an officer approached the driveway with the girl in black swinging a knife. The officer, identified by Columbus police officials as Nicholas Reardon, shouts for her to get down before firing 4 shots. Reardon joined the police force in December of 2019. I actually didn't know it was 4 shots.
Yeah, that's a necessary amount of
shots. Additional cruiser camera footage is expected to be released no later than Thursday. Kevin Davis, a 39-year-old law enforcement veteran who now serves as a court-certified use of force expert, analyzed the body camera footage. Davis sees just kind of okay. Well, we'll get to that in a second. What did y'all think? Y'all saw the clip. Y'all saw what happened. Y'all saw the outrage. Justin Bieber posted. Justin Bieber likes the blacks now. He loves us. Thank you so much, Justin. You've
Thank you,
grown so
Justin.
much over the years.
Motherfucker.
I've seen some.
Not one less lonely nigger. He's not fucking with that no
Oh,
more.
with the ER.
It's
Fuck.
not- That's what he said.
That's
I
what he
know.
said,
That's what he
man.
said.
That's the
No.
thing, bro. You see so many people. They just all of a sudden now they're just so involved and they care so much about the shit that's going on, and they turn. That's what I was telling you before. It turns in this world we live in. Look at the shit that's like, fam. Come on now. If you got on board like a year ago, like just know, like you could just say like, yeah, I've learned a lot. Like there's shit I've had to learn. Don't try to turn. Look at this fucked up, ugly world we live in. All these like especially if you JB. You don't gotta get into it, but bro, don't make me look up a clip of you talking about hanging niggers and shit like that 10 years ago. But anyways, Justin Bieber's For the Blacks.
For the blacks.
Shout out
For
Justin
the
Bieber.
blacks.
Now back to the.
We knew he was for the blacks after watching that video.
So back to the. Back to the topic. Are we gonna y'all wanna weigh in on what y'all saw, or should we just give kind of more info of what's being said?
The story is what she called the police.
It says the police were called with the reports of females trying to stab them. The officer arrives, and there's body cam footage. He arrives, sees her with the knife. Looks like she's about to stab another girl, and then he shoots her 4 times.
yeah.
So I have a question.
Mhm.
Did he save the girl she was trying to stab, or did he do an unjust killing of her? Or do you think there's another remedy he could have done things? I'm just unsure what to take of this. Because I feel like people group all these things like it's the same. Because when people don't actually like fully, like they're more kind of just wanting to be part of the mob and feel like they're righteous. Some people, it seems like they almost they're angry for everything, and I don't understand exactly what the viewpoints are on each thing, because sometimes it's like they just group everything like each individual situation is the same.
I just got bothered that she's 15 or 16 years old, and I don't think she had to fucking die. I understand. Yeah,
But what happens to the other girl?
I don't think he has a taser. I don't know why he has to come out there with the gun out. Why can't you come out there with the taser? You think a 15-year-old girl, I know maybe he didn't know that she was 15, but it's a trick. You don't think a chick could get tased and she'll stop stabbing somebody?
What do y'all think?
I don't know. I've seen a lot of videos of people get tased and they go fight right through the taser. So it's like at that point you're thinking about how to eliminate a threat or like prioritize and execute. So you see another girl attacking, you get a police call about a knife, so you're already a little bit on edge. So you're probably not gonna just go out there straight with a taser, right? You assess the situation. There's a bunch of people around. A girl's rolling on the floor. Next thing you know, she gets up. You see a 7-inch blade in her hand. So are you gonna, I think you make the decision as the police officer. I don't know.
So-
Yeah, she shouldn't have died, right? She should not have died. Like 15, 16, you shouldn't get shot for, I guess, trying to stab somebody. But I don't know. That's a hard situation.
So as a police officer, it's cool to take out your gun and shoot at people when there's only one person that has a knife and everybody is around them. Like you could.
Oh, no, that's
what
bad.
if you fucking miss and shoot somebody else?
But he didn't miss though.
I understand, but he also shot 4 shots.
Okay, so
You
so
think
we
she
could
should get
so
shot
we
4
could
times?
we could argue the 4 shots thing.
Yeah.
But I think it's tough to argue, like if you were somewhere and a guy was wielding a knife and we called the police and he's about to stab you, I would hope for your life.
But we've seen plenty of
unfortunately to say.
videos of white dudes with fucking knives
I've never seen an officer
I know, but they
come with
weren't-
the gun, then switch to his what's it called,
Taser.
taser, and then shoot a guy with. That's like some movie
Yeah,
stuff.
but
Like
yeah,
he's already
but
in a
there's
stabbing
been
motion.
videos of like a white dude who has a knife out on him
About
and
to stab a guy though.
Yeah, you know, but to stab somebody, they just had the knife.
They're
on there.
they're coming at the officer though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
that's
the
different.
police-
'Cause you know the range that he's in. You can shoot him, but I think
But
if
their tasers are out before their fucking knife.
Okay,
because
before the
if
guns.
someone's by themselves, they're not really a threat to. I mean, you can see where they are, and I get what
Yeah.
you're saying. Because if it was a black guy, you're just gonna get aired out a lot of
Exactly.
cases.
Yeah.
But if someone's in range, then but the same thing we'd be saying. Why didn't you tase him? I think it's kind of hard to want an officer to tase to switch from the gun to the taser when it's like split second. You literally just see if the call was a dude is out. Say we're in Hollywood, a dude's out in Hollywood stabbing people, and you pull up and you see a dude about to stab me.
You're gonna.
Okay.
Cops
You
pull
hope
up
you
with
take
their
'em
guns
out.
ready.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to be honest, and even I heard different reports that maybe she called the police, but I can't lie to y'all. If people were in here, they pulled up here and say we called the police, whether or not we called them, I can't lie. If I try to stab a guy and after the cops come, I feel like I'm gonna get shot.
Yeah.
And
It's
this is unpopular. I'm glad we got the drinks on us because I'm gonna keep drinking.
It's just an unfortunate situation because it's just sad that somebody died, but at the same time is like I can't really blame the officer because in a split second he sees that this person's about to get stabbed. Like obviously he doesn't know the full story, unfortunately, but he sees this person's about to get stabbed. I'm too far away from the situation to like hesitate and do something about it, and like his instinct was to shoot, which I understand, but it's unfortunate that like apparently he shot to kill.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
That's how they're trained too.
It's unfortunate that it's a 15-year-old. Just and apparently that she'd had dealt with like other issues and stuff like that, and like they were talking about her headspace. But it's a hard one to just assessing the situation. It's kind of hard to. I mean, she's a 15-year-old girl, so it's horrible to see anyone pass like that. But I also feel like even if we remove ourselves from this situation, take us when we were 15. If I was about to get stabbed by a guy and then a police officer shot him as I'm about to get stabbed, I think my mom would be very grateful that I didn't get stabbed. And that's pretty much all I can say about it. I know it's unpopular, but I think we should take situations as they come and just do our own critical thinking and not just try to run with the mob. Because I see people posting, because it's like I understand the sentiment, but sometimes if you're trying to be heard, all the people that are on the other side of town, not seeing your eye to eye, they're only going to not see eye to eye more. Like when they see people going crazy and they look at this, and say they're looking even objectively and they're like, I mean, though this guy right here they had an analyst explaining like the police procedure and why he thought it was right, but it's like, it's kind of hard to argue with it. And then if you're trying to be so helpful to a movement that you're just rah Matt, you unfortunately a movement, you kind of do lose your message because they only focus on the people that are rah, and they kind of miss the overall sentiment of things.
See, but this gets tied into everything that's been happening over the past 2 years, like past years. So the message now is going to be seen as those ones that are just yelling rah about
that's
some
what
shit.
I'm saying,
like,
exactly.
That's what I'm doing.
But people think they help him, but
Well,
it's like I appreciate all the support, but sometimes it's you just gotta.
You could see. I guess you could see through the fake. You know, it's a lot easier
Like,
to
bro-
see it because they're probably just reading headline culture and shit.
Yeah, headline. Bro, I've seen a white woman online or multiple times, even on different shit, where like they're getting literally argued down. Like they're trying to talk to a racist and they don't really have the words to actually make sense. So they're like, so what about this? Because they're just blurting out the shit that they hear. Well, black people keep getting shot. Black people keep. Okay, but that's cool. But why don't you try to extend the message to something that people can understand? Why don't you try to, if you were more educated on, hey, well, do you know about systematic things? Do you know about things? You got to talk to people with facts. But if you haven't taken any time to actually research and you're just trying to jump in on a movement because you want to identify yourself a certain way or come off a certain way and you want to sit there, this country is so fucking sickening to me. Fam, did you say this shit when Trayvon didn't get no prosecution happened for that? Were you hurt? Did you make Trayvon jokes in high school? Did you come on now, dog? Like, just be real with yourself. Like, educate yourself if you want to really care about what's going on. What about the historical things? You should never be able to lose an argument if you feel like you're arguing for what's right and what could be factually proven. But if you just hopping on some shit, you make us all look a little stupid because they're like, look at you defending those blacks when they're blah 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 blah. And like that shit, I don't know, bro. It's like we're nitpicking because like support is everything, but it's just like, man, it's gotta be real, man.
It's made a fad, and anything that's made a fad, it gets watered down and it loses its original message. It loses its actual core, and the core is bro, like. And I say this because I really do care about my people, bro. But we are lost in the fucking sauce, bro. Like, and it's not getting better. Like, our definition of culture is again fucking Sweetie and fucking Quavo. This shit is embarrassing, bro. Like, yeah. But I'm saying, like, just watching it, just seeing like where we actually came from, our history. A lot of people don't like. If as a black person, if you don't know your history, please look it up. We came from kings and queens, but this shit is fucking sad, bro. Like, that shit actually fucking hurts me, bro. Like, I can't. I'm not crying or nothing. I'm about to get my drink. But that shit's sad.
This nigga crying.
He crying.
This
man.
nigga crying. Hey, too much.
Hey, it's okay.
Too
We got some
much
napkins
out.
for you, dog. No, I'm just kidding.
This is why I don't like calling the police. To me, it's like
But
I feel
that's
like
fucking
You must
sad.
just get them all.
nothing really good in my perspective as a young black man. Nothing really good can come from the police being in a situation. Like, I'm not calling the police unless it's the last resort. That's just the way I see it.
And that sucks to be black and not being able to call for police if your life is being threatened. You know, that
Yeah.
shit is ass.
It's not even an option to me. Like, people are like, oh, so like, if you like the police so much, then don't call them. We have an emergency. Like, okay, I don't really do that shit already, so it doesn't make no fucking difference to me. Like, when I see the police, when white people see the police, they get at ease. Like, okay, situation's being handled. When I see the police, I tense up. I'm like, okay, I'm not doing anything wrong, right? Okay, I'm not. Like, I come off the least threatening as possible, straight posture, smile at them if you can. Like, just don't make any sudden movements. Like, I literally think, because I know that one wrong move can be the end of me. And I don't want to deal with that stress. Like, I'll try to avoid the police whatsoever. Like, I don't commit any crimes, but I just know, like, them being in a situation is probably not beneficial for me. That's
yeah,
what
I feel like
see.
a lot of people feel like that. There was a story of a dude. I forgot what the altercation was, but it was a black guy and his wife, and the dude basically came with him with, I think, a gun or a knife, and basically he was wrestling dude in the backyard. Like, he had him. I think he'd broken in or something. That's what it was. Then he was wrestling, had him down, and was like pinning him type shit. But like there was still a weapon involved, so we had to stay with him. And like the wife couldn't even help him because they called the police. But like in her mind, she's like, I need to go outside and wave to the cops and like let them know like the black one isn't the one to shoot. Like don't, because she was like scared she was just scared that they're gonna pull up and just instantly shoot him because he was literally in the backyard still fighting with dude that type shit. And so
what did you guys think about like pouring salt into the wound of like the cops saying Blue Lives Matter to them?
Yeah, I did hear about that shit too.
Cops said what?
So that's
like after McHugh Bryan got killed.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Obviously, they had the caution tape around, and those hella people, they're like, she didn't need to die, and like that wasn't right, and they were all yelling at the cops. But then there's these 3 cops who look like fucking sailors and shit. But they look back and they're like laughing, Blue Lives Matter.
Yeah, and
that's like, what? You're just gonna pour salt into the wound like that? That's
Exactly.
not right.
So
That's how you know the Blue Lives Matter is bullshit, because like, one, the cop's life wasn't even in danger.
Yeah.
So they're saying Blue Lives Matter. Now it's like, oh, his life matters too. It's more as like, fuck your Black Lives Matter shit. Like,
and that's part of the divisiveness. Like there's so much division in terms of like now they're feeling so attacked. Blue Lives Matter, and then as soon as like this one happened, this unfortunate killing, I've seen people like posting like people, the white girls posting like Blue Lives Matter isn't a thing. It's a blah 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 going on and on and on. And it's just like, I get it. I get the sentiment. I get that you're trying to be on the right side, but that's not doing anything. Like, no officer is going to see that and be like, oh, blue lives don't matter? Oh, maybe you're right. No, they're just going to feel more attacked. And then you have shit like this where a killing that could be very argued as, oh, well, maybe this is like, I assume someone is about to stab. I mean, I could see it happening. Now you have people even that could have a point in terms of, because it seems like we almost kind of agreed in terms of like, oh, maybe like, if I was an officer and my fellow officer did that, I'd probably be like, I think that was a just, like, I don't think he did something wrong. I think he saved a girl's life. But that same person, instead of being able to have that thought, no, it's all divisive. It's all one side or the other. They're sitting there with their dumb asses talking about blue lives matter. You know how stupid that is? Like, you can't say like, nah, some cops is dirty. This wasn't one of them. Or you can't make that argument, but everything is so divided. Then people think they're helping by just trying to scorn those people that are on the opposite side that support the blue lives. Fam, it's just gonna become more and more division, man. But it's like they think they're jumping on helping, but you just like, it's like we talking about the same thing we talk about the conspiracies. The nigga that takes it too far or says some shit that don't make sense, that's the one they don't focus on. It's just like, thank you so much, my white brothers and sisters. But there are some great ones, obviously.
it's just so crazy how
many.
the killing of black people is so politicized.
Bro, it's a fucking entertainment show. It's a spectacle for the nation. Like, we sitting there, niggas is like I don't know, bro. The way it literally looked like a fucking fight was about to happen with the verdict and shit like that. When it's just like, bro, there's no real win. Like, this is how shit should go. If it doesn't go that way, it's gonna be uproar. I was hella nervous though.
Yeah, I looked at that shit live too.
I got nervous because I got a text from someone, an older family friend. No, not older, but family friend. So she an adult type shit, more adult than us. And she was like, please be safe.
Yeah.
But as soon as I saw that, I'm like, oh shit, because I knew the verdict was about to come out.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, did this nigga really get found not guilty? And then I go and look, and I'm like, oh, it hasn't come out. She just meant in general. But that shit, that was when my heart kind of dropped. I'm like, bro, no fucking way. Because prior to this, I'm like, nah, he's for sure getting convicted. Did y'all see his reaction after he got convicted?
Yeah, he looked unaffected.
Yeah, he didn't. I feel like he knew.
Maybe he's shocked or something, because he was just looking back at the judge and looking back at the jury like this. Well, just, I mean, he looked pretty intensely just staring at them like he just, who knows, bro. It's also, it's weird with the mask on. I mean, you can only
can't
see his
facial
eyes.
expressions
But
like that.
I can't lie. I wanted to see a little more. Like when
Seriously, I know he didn't give us the reaction we
He kinda bugged
wanted.
me.
I want to watch that. Yeah, thank you. So we being real, because I want to see this bitch ass nigga like crying and shit, put his head on the table and
He
some
was
shit
gonna
like.
laugh at that smoking that Chauvin pack, you know.
Oh God, bro.
Fuck
Bruh,
that
the
nigga.
Chauvin. Hey, what you got over here? I got the Chauvin OG.
That's fine.
Chauvin runs. You already know, bro. Shit's gas. Shit's choking me.
But that's why I don't know. I can't.
Oh damn.
He's-
Fucking
Choking on choking.
Hey.
Fucking-
Hey.
Yeah.
We're still talking about weed here.
Yeah. All right. Where we at next with it, fellas? We want to talk.
Dude, you got the biggest list I've ever seen today.
Yo, normally like all the way down there and shit.
Man, we wrote down like 3 things. We just freestyling it, man. Got the drinks going. Look, man, we supposed to come in here fucking rah mad, because that's what the white people are doing. Rah mad. But like, be mad, but be mad about the right things and be educated about things that can actually be fixed. Instead of just sitting there waiting to get mad about the next thing you see pop up on Shade Room like you're helping.
Yeah, I'm tired of fucking looking at headline culture. Now it's like if I see something, there's a story. But it's also weird because, you know, sometimes the media will portray the story as something else. And it's like tough to really... It's good to check on the news and take from the story, and then you could have your takeaway from it.
Yeah.
As long as you educate yourself on what is going on, what's happening in the past. I guess what's happened in the past too, because...
You got it. I mean, all this shit
That's
is...
harder, easier to talk about it, you know?
Well, all this shit that's happened in the past is, I mean, all the stuff that we see is a product of things that have happened in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, like, you see some people like, oh man, look what this world has come to. Look what all, like, there's people that just hopped on in 2020. It's like, world has come to. What the fuck were the last 50 years like? You know how much bad shit happened and how down things have been and how things happened literally since slavery was ended? Like, do you know anything about the country? But nah, for them, it's just a now thing. Like, man, look how bad this world has gotten. No, bro, we just got whites that pay attention now, which is appreciated. But it's I forgot what was the shit I was gonna say. Oh, you lose your you lose credibility when we're not able to look at anything objectively. Like, there should be times like the same way when you hard on police when they are doing that bullshit. We know that the bullshit goes on. It's a fact. We should also be able to see other cases that are similar and just look at it objectively. What am I angry about? What would I have done differently? Put myself in this person's shoes. How does this actually go? But instead, people just want to see the headline. Oh, is it time for us to get mad? Okay, let's get mad. Okay, what's my IG post?
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, fam, like, it's just, for all the people that aren't on our side, they see that shit and they're like, look, they're mad about everything. They're mad about this, they're mad about that. And I'm not saying, you got to pander to that side, but if the point is to stop divisiveness, shouldn't we try to communicate things in a way that people will be receptive to them? It's not receptive you just getting mad and posting shit to be angry. And to be honest, if you're a white whatever, like, there's a lot, you know, you've seen like Bill Burr's monologue about the white women that just, it's just like, bro, you can use your privilege and flex it, which is great to use your privilege to help other people. But in terms of like you flexing and fuck this and fuck that, blah, 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 it's just like unfortunate. It's like the people that were like, when you saw the white skateboarders just breaking hella shit in the cities, it's like, I get what you're trying to do, but it's not actually helpful. And sometimes I wish we had a more guided approach and a guided leader.
But doesn't it fuck that up for like other people who are trying and maybe they are like they're actually educated and like they do post on their story about it, and it's like people, it's like somebody who wasn't interested in basketball before, you know, but then they just got into basketball a year ago, and now they're like, oh my god, I'm like learning about all this shit, and then there's some like people who are like, man, you didn't know about all this, and they're kind of like snobby with their knowledge of basketball to them, you know, because some people, they're like, dude, holy shit, this really is a problem. And now I know I'm excluding the people who are trying to sound righteous. I'm talking about the people who actually did their due diligence of,
and
like,
I know people
shit. You know
people like that, like, even I don't know, like, he's an example, but like J-Lo was saying, like, I remember when a bunch of shit was going on, he like gathered his people around, just saying like, hey man, like, I'm around y'all like all the time, like a lot of y'all are black, we do so much stuff together, we hoop, like a lot of my friends are black, and I just want to say, like, I'm all ears. I think all of us, like everyone here that's white, like, we need to be all ears. We're doing whatever to support support shit, educate ourselves, and that's that. He didn't go and say, can't fucking believe what all you fucking racists are doing out there. Like, look at this fucking despicable country. It's like the same shit when you're talking about the NBA. It's like you started watching a year ago and you're like, look at the way these fucking like the fucking salary cap bullshit. It's always
Yeah.
been, fam, where are you coming from? Like you signed up a year ago. Like maybe just keep educating, and then I want to hear, how do we make things better? Because it's like, it's great for you to try to hop on and be helpful, but it's like if someone's going on to Bengalis and I'm just in the back like, yeah, fuck y'all. Like when you try to sit there and try to explain yourself and get your point across, hey, this is what's been going on. And I'm like, yeah, tell him Saqib, fuck that nigga. Fuck
like,
you, like,
yeah,
bro,
yeah.
you sorry, I'm being too loud in here. But you
No,
like,
you sure.
you can be sitting there like, fam, like, I'm trying to get a point across to him. I
Yeah,
appreciate
you're not-
you
you're not
helping,
really listening.
but like, Trav, you didn't say nothing of any type of substance. Like you're just yelling the shit that you see onto, but like you're not actually like invested mentally. Like you don't actually
Don't just regurgitate
think about
the bullshit. you know?
yeah. We sound like a bunch of negative Nancys, but you know the drinks will keep coming and we'll keep flowing. You know what's up? What we on
Yeah.
next, man? What's up? Canada
Let's talk
shut
some
down.
funny shit.
We
Let's
gonna talk some
funny
Quando
shit.
Rondo, ma'am. I gotta hear it again so I can get the impression right. I can't
I
get it.
forgot, bro.
Quando Rondo or
Man.
Canada closed.
Yeah. You said what?
Let's do Canada close because it'll be quick.
Oh yeah.
All right, man. So the Canadians couldn't really hang. No, I'm just playing.
Tell us about it,
Tell
bro.
you know more about it.
All right, y'all. So about a year ago, we had COVID. Nah, I ain't gonna get that deep. But so recently, Canada just went on shutdown. They are on lockdown because the cases have been rising. They're like, okay, let's just keep doing the same bullshit we tried 4 times in a row. But they did the shutdown. The funny thing is that I think a month ago, the U.S. and Canada were talking about deals about. We're gonna give you guys some vaccines, and then Canada's gonna make the vaccines and give you guys more at the end of the year. And Canada's like, "Thank you, Biden, so much. Thank you guys so much." And then you hear the news reporters like, "Well, the deal's not signed yet." And then now,
It's shipping, bro.
And then-
It's
exactly.
the shipping. It's in the mail, man. They're headed down.
and I think it's AstraZeneca. I didn't want to say that bad.
AstraZeneca.
AstraZeneca. I don't know. Could I say that?
Zeneca.
Am I cool to say that?
AstraZeneca.
Nah, but no, but it's like me trying to say Arnold's name. But what's it called? Yeah, so they're not FDA approved, so that's the main reason they're like, okay, we can't send this out to them. But I heard that the vaccine isn't FDA approved, and you're doing this like on emergency type thing.
So this might sound ignorant, but is our healthcare just because I mean Canada gives out free healthcare, so why is there? No, I'm just asking. Like, I'm just surprised that because that's what's interesting about the U.S. As much as we could talk about like all the bullshit in it, you never have like the U.S. getting a vaccine from another country. Like it just would never happen.
We're the powerhouse.
It was just interesting because Canada has a good healthcare system for what I know, and they have like good schooling and shit. I wonder why they don't have any
That's what we
vaccines made out
thought.
there.
Well, maybe because their healthcare system is so good and it's free for everybody that they don't have enough money to do the research.
Probably the
Feel me?
infrastructure.
Yeah.
Isn't Canada run
Yo,
by?
that actually.
Because
I'm not
that-
educated at all on this, but from where I'm like that shit made sense. Like that's a
Right?
pretty good theory.
Because if you're not taking money from the people for your healthcare, of course, people pay taxes and all that type of shit, but at the same time, U.S. has so much research done. There's so many scientists that are able to do these things, and of course, we're known as one of the powerhouses of the nations. So we either try to help people or we either try to go take their resources. But yeah, so the U.S. was like, hell no, we ain't giving you that shit because our people needs it more. And I was like, fuck yeah. I was kind of happy to be
America.
American for a second.
The Eagle Star
And then I started
background.
realizing, I was like, whoa, I'm going down a different route right here with a lot of patriotism. I don't know if I should be. But then, what's it called? So
America
now
first,
Canada,
they say.
they're
Ooh,
locked
I have
the
a
fuck
question. I have a
down.
question for you after this.
All right.
Just remember though.
Okay. So yeah, Canada's locked down, y'all, and now they are definitely going to house parties. I bet they're getting fucked up at these house parties, and there's a lot of also Canadians are losing jobs too. It's just like how a fucking pandemic would do
Yeah.
to people that now there's hella people that can't go to their daily jobs, and their fucking curfews super early, and hopefully
Life sucks in
I mean,
Canada.
shit. We know how that lockdown goes. That
Yeah.
shit is that shit's different, man.
On the
Very
bright
different.
side,
It's getting.
their stimmies be hitting hard though.
Oh,
Oh,
Canada. What are their
yeah.
stimmies looking like?
They get like monthly checks, and it's like more than we got in one check.
That sounds kind. You see, free healthcare system.
See, that's
Free
socialism been hitting, bro.
healthcare. You got God
they
damn.
really care about the peoples.
That's crazy. And then they waiting on a vaccine. That must be all right. It's fucked up to laugh, but that must be crazy having to explain to people like it's like when you telling someone like, oh, I'm waiting on him. Like he's supposed to slide, but he ain't come yet. But when I get it from him, then I got you. It's like this. You dead ass telling the country like we waiting on the U.S., but they haven't sent them bitches yet.
We hit them with the
They
okie
got him
doke.
hyped up too. They're like, oh my god, we're gonna get some vaccines, and then, all right, y'all sitting at home for 12 months.
They blue balled them the vaccine.
So I have
That's crazy.
I have a question because we're talking about the difference, U.S. Canada and shit like that. Do you feel like you can be patriotic, like toward just the U.S., or at least like have an appreciation for the U.S., given the climate, given the history, shit like that, and given your complexion?
Oh, back when I was a youngin', I used to be semi-patriotic.
Same.
Yeah.
I was in the military and shit.
Yeah, I was just
Them
like,
niggas was hard though. I got a lot of respect for all military guys.
I used to stand for the national anthem and shit. I used to fucking recite it sometimes. And then, like, as I got older, I'm just like, man, this country don't give a fuck about me. I'm like, fuck this country.
Yeah, it's definitely
Okay.
it's an ugly. I feel like it's an ugly ass history, but the way we're able to live and the way we're able to succeed if you have certain keys is beautiful. It's just that it's very hard for certain people to have those keys. Like it's set up a certain way, but to be man, I'm glad I grew up in the United States. No fucking cap. I don't want to grow up anywhere else. In LA too.
Oh yeah, it's true. It's like,
The luck of the draw.
yeah, it's better. It's
Oh,
better to
God.
live in like America than other places. But like that just goes to show you, like, especially for people like us, there's just like nowhere in the world that's good to go to. Like, which developed nation is socially accepting of African descent
What
people?
about Canadians?
There's races there
Hey,
too.
you go to
bro.
Africa,
There's races
That shit's not
everywhere,
developed.
South Africa.
That shit's racist
That's
too.
all white people.
Yeah.
Half white and half black. It's segregation.
shit's
all
segregated
over
as
Africa.
fuck.
Right,
till
that's
this
what-
day.
Yeah, that's right. But you could be with the black people.
Man, I don't want to be there. That's the fucking slums.
Go be a Muslim
Oh.
black in Saudi
I'm
Arabia.
ignorant.
Yeah, no.
It's like-
That's a whole different culture. That's a whole fucking culture.
There's just like
switch.
nowhere for us
You
to
see all
go.
the
Like,
women with
I actually have a funny anecdote. Like, my dad, he's an African immigrant, and he moved to America for school reasons. And when he was picking if he wanted to go to America or Europe for school, he picked America. He chose America because people told him, "Don't go to Europe. It's hella racist there." So like, I'm like, damn. If it's
They
that,
told you America was
that's what I'm
just
saying.
oh,
Like, if Europe is so racist, they say America is the better option when it comes to race relations. I just can't even imagine how racist it is in other places. So it's like, yeah, I guess it's the best place to live, but that just means there's just nowhere good to live.
That's wild.
Look, about the thing about America is like that is the graciousness that comes from it is that I want a fucking lottery pick to live in America, and there's so much shit that goes on here, and you have so much individual freedom. You could go and do anything. Like if you go live somewhere else, the whole culture is different. Like look at China. Look at these powerhouse nations that have a shitty living situation. And in China, you can't even fucking talk about it.
Yeah.
They control way more.
Show ass. That's why when you look at the United States, like, fam, niggas get taken away in China. Like, yeah, where did the CEO of this big ass company go? Oh, we assume the government came and took him. He was talking out about them, and no one's seen him for weeks.
Yeah.
Like, imagine
Okay.
that shit in the
Like,
U.S.
alright.
Shit happened behind closed doors. Niggas don't hear. You hear about the
Yeah, I'd
breadcrumbs.
rather
You
not know about it.
You're not finding out Elon Musk got fucking abducted by the government. What the fuck?
I don't want to know how the hot dog is made. You know? Because, like, for real, because that just sounds awful. At least America would do it in a way that, what's it called?
Discreet.
Less obvious.
Yeah, at least they slick with it.
Like that. Who's dude who got killed in prison?
Epstein.
Epstein.
Oh,
He
yeah.
killed himself.
He hung
Right.
himself in prison.
He crushed his own windpipe.
Yeah, nah, he didn't do that shit.
Hey, take a break after this?
All right. Now or?
Yeah, because we need to change battery pack.
Oh, okay, bet.
Are we going Blue Lives?
What was? Oh yeah, we was kind of wrapping up. Okay, the last. Yeah. Sorry, we'd wrapped up the last one. I was thinking about the Blue Lives shit. We kind of talked about it a little bit in our little break, but I feel like the point I was trying to get to, and when we talk about the Blue Lives stuff, I completely disagree with the whole Blue Lives Matter thing being brought up, but I think because what it shows is a lack of understanding. Like when people talk about Black Lives Matter, if you look at what the message was supposed to be, it was just like black people are getting killed, and it's like our lives are not being valued at all when it comes to police, when it comes to any situation where someone could have acted against killing the black person or doing something to try to de-escalate the situation. We just see so many times where it's like the black life is not cared for in the same way that we've seen white lives cared for and things like that. But then it becomes this whole other thing of like such a divisive thing now. Now people, oh, do you support the BLM movement? Fam, do you think that Black Lives Matter? Do you just like, can we just leave it at that? Like, do you think black people should be treated fairly and equally to all other races? But then it's like, so when people are talking about the Blue Lives Matter shit, I think it's stupid. But you have to think, what are they trying to say? So what they're trying to say is, it seems like they think that they're being attacked because being a police officer is such a dangerous job. So many police officers that are trying to protect communities do get killed and they lose their lives. Their lives are on the line. It's a dangerous job. So it seems like that's what they're trying to get at. So while I still think it's wrong in terms of the response, because that's not really fair. We're saying that Black Lives Matter in terms of people getting killed. You're saying, oh, well, Blue Lives Matter too. That's fine. How about everyone's lives matter, but everyone's lives should matter, including black people. So let's talk about the people whose lives aren't seeming to matter. So that's in this regard, sometimes if you already understand the point, like what they're not getting, you just yelling out like, blue lives don't matter. Stop, like, fuck that. Blue lives don't. Is your message, is your goal to communicate and try to improve things, or is your goal to just get online and air shit out? And I understand that when it's just a frustration, I've been at that point where you're frustrated, fuck everything. But I think at this point in time where we're at now, it would actually be much more beneficial for us to try to have a clear communication and try to understand each other on both sides, because that's what it comes off as to me, a lack of understanding when I hear shit like Blue Lives Matter. But there's so much divisiveness. I think that we're either working to get to on the same page and get people to understand, or we're just being kind of useless. You're just kind of another talking head, and you're kind of, the whole point of this movement is to get people to understand something, and some people are getting behind the movement and just yelling from the back.
Yeah.
With no actual, they don't actually hold weight of what happens in these situations of what can this turn to? How can things be improved for this race? How do things get improved for us and shit like that? For them, it's sometimes it seems, like you've said, like it's a trending thing. It's trending to say this, and it's hard to nitpick. It's something like we were talking about the directors casting, trying to make it look like there's a lot of black people in this scene, stuff like that. It seems like we're nitpicking because all the support is everything. Like, we need people to be on our side. We need people to understand what goes on. It's just that we see the way it's way it's coming out at times.
Go ahead.
I don't know, man. I feel like nowadays, like, it's 2021. Like, if you're on that Blue Matters stuff, you're just on some fuck shit. Like, you know what you're saying. Like, nope. At this point, like, the All Lives Matter thing, like, I know some people used to say All Lives Matter back when the Black Lives Matter first came up, and I was just like, okay, you're wrong, but let me educate you, because, like, I can tell, like, they really just didn't know.
Yeah.
But in this time, it's been so long in this movement, and you're saying things like Blue Lives Matter, like, you're just being divisive on purpose. Like, you're not being objective at that point. So, like, whole trying to educate those people, like, those people don't want to be educated to me.
And like, doesn't it get exhausting trying to educate people on some shit that's like, yo,
it's not even hard to understand. It's just really not that hard to understand for me. It's like, oh, Blue Lives Matter. I was like, okay, the police officers signed up to be police officers to protect and serve, and they're killing black people at a higher rate unarmed. And you try to tell me, well, Blue Lives Matter. Like, man, they're the ones who have the power to take lives in these situations. The fuck you talking about? Like,
yeah.
To me, it's just like, it's a load of crap at the end of the day. Like, they're just saying that to justify their inherent racism to me.
And, but okay, my only thing is, because I do agree, I mean, I agree with that. It's true in a lot of ways. The only reason, when I think about it, I think, all right, so say, like, this person watching right now is a police officer. If they just heard all that shit, they're like, well, fuck that. Our lives don't matter. You don't know about this kid. And they're going to try to sit there because they're only looking at it from their perspective, their point of view. And that's what I'm saying. Like, for me, I try to just think, like, how can we communicate things? But you're right. It does get frustrating, and it is kind of stupid. Like, so much of this stuff is so basic, but we live in a world where, like, so many different things dictate the way that people think, the way that people intake information. We don't just process it on our own and make a viewpoint based off that.
And there's a lot of, like, black people who won't want to explain it to you because, like, bruh, like, why do I have to explain this, and then I go through the emotional tear of, like, explaining this, and, like, it's not, like, it's easier for people to just get it.
But at the same time,
like, I get, like, because the other day at work, I asked somebody who's trans, they were telling me that this is transphobic, that I, like, me assuming that somebody is trans is transphobic. Like, because, shit, I assume that my dad's a man. I assume that my
They said that you assuming, so someone looks like they were
So I was telling them about my 1 minute podcast idea, and about, I had a question that I was going to refer to, but the thing that they told me, that question, if you're asking it to the mass, it's like you're not gonna get the best answers and stuff. But if you only have trans people on your thing, then but I'm like, that's not what it's about. Like I'm not trying to just have trans people. I'm trying to have like.
I think we got to know the
variety of
question
people.
though. I think we're like at least the idea, like the gist of it.
The question is, what do you think about trans women dominating women's sports?
And they were saying that's like transphobic
No,
to.
the transphobic part is because afterwards I told him, I was like, well, I'm not gonna only have trans people on the podcast. I want I want diversity. I want different types of people. I want a variety of people to come and sit down with me and talk about different things so we could understand different points of view. And then my bad. He was telling me that I was like, of course, but I would love to have trans people on the podcast because it would give me different perspectives. And he's like, well, that is transphobic for you assuming that person is trans. And I'm like, is that trans?
Oh, like if you assume someone, like if you were purposely trying to get people that were trans onto the pod, and like so you assuming that they're trans when you see them type shit.
So I don't know if that really makes sense for me to be transphobic.
People would be offended by anything nowadays, dog. You can't just see something and say what it appears like. Like if you saw fucking Dale, they probably assume like he's probably black. Like it's
you got a penis.
Like why the fuck are you assuming I'm black and I'm a man? Like I get it. If Dale then came and told him like, well, let's excuse the black part because you probably I don't know what else you could tell him, but he's like, no, I'm actually a woman. Oh, got it. You're a woman. Sorry, but it's like nowadays. Everything is like there's rules to this. Oh, it's this if you do that. It's this if you do that. It's just like what's in your heart, dog. Like why don't we just focus on like what people's actual messages are and what they're trying to display.
As long as you're being respectful and having good intentions, I don't really see an issue. Like even sometimes people say ignorant things towards me. Like if they don't really mean to be ignorant, like how can I really be mad at them?
And I think that's something that people themselves need to work on because like I was able to kind of see that. He was getting frustrated with me asking these questions, but I'm like, yo, wouldn't you want to educate people on it? Cause
is he trans or something?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I was like, who the fuck is this dude
I'm gonna just
getting
tell a
mad at you?
random motherfucker and be like, hey. No, I just thought that was a really good question to ask him about that because.
But that question is more so like
but
that question honestly is kind of like a jab because you're trying to poke at like something that obviously seems kind of ridiculous, you know? So like, you're kind of coming at him like
the way I said it wasn't like, hey, so what you think about this? You know, it was more like, hey, so I'm gonna go ask people this question on the street, and I was curious like what you have to say or like
about trans people competing in opposite genders type shit, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about
like you're
that?
kind of just walking into like an argument that like that's like an emotional topic that.
But they explained it to me that you got to understand the logistics of it. That like when you take estrogen, it breaks down your muscles. It breaks down a lot of your muscles, so you're not like the man you used to be.
But you're not the man you used to be, but you're still not a woman.
Yeah.
Like you're still charts wise. Like if you just. You're still not like, and sorry, that sounds really fucked up. But I just say I didn't mean I didn't. Sorry. I'm drinking. But no, I just mean
he's on his own with this take.
No, sorry. No, I sorry. I didn't mean it like that. What I meant was
cancel him.
You're not a woman in terms of if we're talking about your bone density. You can't get rid of someone's bone density. The muscle mass will decrease, but it's not to a comparable volume to like just because you lose your testosterone. If you can do the research of like how the human body works, like. You're still not at the estrogen levels of a female or like the strength. Like you're still gonna be stronger. Like if I go and compete, if I go hoop with some females and I play in a female league right now, I'm gonna fuck them up whether or not my testosterone levels are down. Like I'm going to.
I just feel. Oh, sorry.
I fucked that up earlier though. Huh? I was like, you're not a woman.
I was like, whoa.
I'm so sorry.
I was
my bad. I meant sports. Well, yeah, hot takes. Get those views up. But nah. I just meant just in terms of like, yeah, just cut it off right there. But no, I just meant in terms of like, just like, cause that argument, that's, and I don't really have a stake in this one, but it, like, when you hear an argument, you got to think of what the counter argument is, and that's the counter argument of like, you can say the hormones are lesser and the logistics of it, but the logistics of it plus the science still means something.
To me, I hope this doesn't come off as ignorant because once again, like I'm a cis male, so I can't really speak that much on trans issues. But I feel like when it comes to athletics, I feel like when it comes to athletics, it shouldn't be separated by gender but by sex instead. Especially since athletic has more to do with like the body itself and the biology of it. It's not really like a social construct type of thing that differentiates athletics to me. So I feel like men's basketball should be males basketball, and women's basketball should be females basketball. That's the way I always saw it.
Females. You said the word. So disrespectful.
That's how I always saw it. Cause it was like, okay, yes, I understand there's sexuality and there's gender. I understand there's two different things, but like when it comes to athletics, it should be differentiated by sexuality, not sexuality, by sex.
You know, I feel okay from the situation that I had with my coworker.
Yeah, he better not. Or is it?
I don't care. Like, I really don't care if you watch this or not. But this is how I feel.
Well, if he does watch it, I'm cutting out my part. I feel like it's gonna be very misunderstood.
I'm gonna have a shitty time of work. No, I'm just kidding. But it's I do understand the paradox. It's like, yo, I have a lot of trauma for how people used to treat me, and now that the world is starting to open back up, I'd rather just have you know about it. You know, like about these types of issues and what's going on, because
Did your friend play sports?
I don't think so, but nah. But like he was trying to. He's not my friend. He's my coworker. But he was trying to.
Why can't he be your
Damn.
friend?
Well,
Damn.
I'm not.
Damn.
Were you friends with all your?
That nigga.
Were you friends with all your coworkers?
Some of them. Shout out to the gang.
I wasn't friends with all my coworkers. Maybe in my first job and shit. Yeah, maybe I was. But right now, I'm not friends with everybody I fucking work with. But I do understand that aspect. Like, but at the same time, when you teach something once, or when you learn something, you could teach somebody and you learn it twice. You feel me? That's
I just don't. I don't get why that conversation is offensive. Of like the question of like, do you think that people that are trans should be able to compete in the gender that they deem themselves, or should it be based on their like sexual? Like,
all right, I got you this.
Go.
Do you think it's fair that black people should go to college or should go to Harvard because they said that they wanted to go to Harvard, and because they didn't have the chance to before, they are now able to go to Harvard?
Wait, what?
Huh?
Do you
Try,
think
you gotta go?
I'm saying, look, okay, so look, let's say somebody randomly
slow.
came up to you, right?
Yeah.
So same scenario as the trans question, right? But
make sure it's the same scenario.
but it is though, because
Okay,
you
okay,
being
good.
black, right?
Okay.
Let's say, is it the same that because today?
Puerto Rican.
Okay, well,
You don't know shit.
I'm no black. I'm Dominican.
okay, or yeah, let's say that like I'm not
Papi!
I'm not black, I'm Dominican. Let's say that like you change the race, right? But now I'm gonna apply to get into a college that is Harvard, right?
Yeah.
But then I get in because that's pretty much affirmative action, right? But a trans person is saying, okay, I'm identifying with this. I want to compete in that. But me as being a different race or saying like I'm Dominican to then get the same thing, like to go into that
Okay.
school.
I'll give you an example that really.
But-
I know what you. Yeah, I got you.
But then it's not the same. Like it doesn't add up at the end, pretty much.
So imagine, affirmative action, that's a reasonable question. So if someone said, "What are your thoughts on affirmative action?" I understand that statement, and we could have a conversation. I still wouldn't be offended. But let's say if you're using a scenario that's actually the same as this one, it's like if there was a fucking complexion contest, and you're like, "Yeah, I'm white, and I'm gonna go compete with the whites now." Obviously, you're gonna fucking win.
Yeah.
Your skin is dark as fuck. So it's like, would that be fair? No.
But if somebody came up to you just like, hey, do you think it's fair that black people or that people who say that they're this should go to that school? And you would kind of feel offended about it because it's like, wait, why are you coming to me asking me a very directed question?
I don't think the conversation is offensive is all I'm saying. I
mean,
think the
I can see why it could be offensive.
You're coming to me with a directed question like, hey, what do you think about the gays? Like,
But
it's like, because I'm gay, but like, wait, what?
Yeah,
Like,
it's like when you're at work or at school and like, oh, ask the black guy question.
Okay.
And it's like,
Yeah.
And plus, it's a divisive topic, you know, because a lot of people use that as like anti-trans things as well. But like, obviously, us knowing you on a personal level, we know you wouldn't come with that energy. But maybe your coworker doesn't really know you like that, so it's like, why is he
you just
asking
bring
me
up
this
some
question
random
like that?
shit like that.
I guess, yeah, I could have approached it a little differently. Maybe waited a few days because they just told me they were trans. So I was like,
You're like, I gotta go.
I got a list. And, yeah, that was kind of selfish on my part. I can't even lie. But I can't lie about that. Trans women are breaking records. And they're taking...
See, but you had a point to make. You came into the question with a point already to make to like counteract them, and I'm pretty sure they felt that when you asked the question.
They're
right?
breaking records. There's women or trans women beating up women. Is that domestic violence?
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
Sounds like a
like in
conversation.
UFC, you like, what if there's the women's champion is a trans woman. And
No,
how
there's
fair is
been
that
a story
to
of
people?
I forgot who the woman was, but originally was a male, but it hadn't come out. They didn't know that was the case. It was prior to like a lot of this stuff happening, and bro, like but it was
Fucking 'em
previously a male, or she was previously a male. She
Transition.
was fucking up these girls, and like even before anyone heard about this shit, like knew that about the change, it didn't look right. Like you could see, just if y'all watching this at home, type in fucking MMA fighter or
Trans
MMA fighter. She was beating these girls up. So like, all right, let's just say for example, I have a wife, right? Which I do. So imagine she's getting into a ring, and a nigga someone who is transitioned, who was originally like my build but bigger, and now they're on hormones, but they still look like this. Yeah, nah. She gonna have to quit fighting. Like,
Honestly,
it's
at certain
over
points, like, isn't it kind of dangerous?
That's what I'm saying. It is dangerous. That's why I feel like it's a genuine conversation of like, do you think that that's right? That people based off based off a brain type thing are able to compete in a physical matter with a big advantage because of their brain.
And we could talk about like college scouts, because if you're in a race against a trans woman, will they take that into like consideration that you lost
Nope.
to this trans
That's
woman?
an L.
And you're not going to be able to get into college.
I mean,
lose
Or to that
scholarships.
college. You can't. You're not going to be. Will you be as successful? Will they take that into consideration? Do they even know that the other person's
if
trans?
I was a scout, I 100% would
What?
take that into consideration.
What if you don't know?
I mean,
Put it
I
this way.
feel like they
You
would
don't have no
know.
wins.
You're going to assume their gender and be transphobic?
Say it's like a
I mean,
Sorry.
if I'm a scout and there is a woman dominating her respective sport, I'm gonna know about who that person is. I'm like, oh, I want to scout that person. But then, so I'm gonna find. Odds are there's gonna be a good chance I eventually find out that they're trans, which will make my way I think about people they compete against differently. It was like, okay, like you lost to a trans woman in an athletic competition, like so you're not the best, but like I have to weight the grade differently. It's like competing against LeBron. It's like I can't. You're not asked to me because you're not as good as LeBron. Like that's just a better athlete.
That's definitely true for scholarships. But imagine LeBron had a change and went over and played in the WNBA.
Wow.
I kind of want to see that.
Tori's example,
Yeah,
Brock
but
Lesnar.
enjoy
changed-
Candace Parker, Candace Owens is different. She's a bum. But there's like Candace Owens, she's a
Candace-
Republican
yeah,
one.
yeah,
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 okay,
fuck
yeah,
her,
yeah.
fuck her.
She's
Fuck
a bum.
that bitch.
But all them females we talk about, there's a bunch. I mean, huge WNBA players that have broken records, been historical. All that shit's out the window as soon as
leading
Bronica
scorer, leading
comes to the-
rebounder,
Yeah.
leading.
Bro, he would be dominant.
LeBronia James.
back to that first argument when I said that bullshit when I was like, oh, he's not a woman.
They're biologically
okay,
women.
but so when Braun starts taking testosterone, this dude is 6'9". You think LeBron, even if he did 6 months of, did I say taking testosterone? Of
Yeah,
taking
sorry,
the
estrogen.
estrogen hormones or whatever. 6 months of that, even a year of that, you think LeBron is he's gonna be just the weakest, frailest guy? No, he's still LeBron. His frame hasn't changed. His bone density hasn't changed. His arm length hasn't changed. It's just what's it called?
It just sucks.
Genetics,
Huh?
biology.
Yeah.
Sorry, biology.
It's just a sticky situation because the whole especially with the
No,
trans
we're
rights.
just sensitive,
Should we
bro.
give them-
We're
Yeah,
just
bro.
sensitive.
There's nothing sticky about it.
Should we give
I mean,
them
that's
separate
That's what I'm
awards?
saying,
No,
bro.
'cause,
Like,
like-
it's such a genuine conversation, but it's like you could take offense to anything. Like,
No, cause like trans rights is new, and like we have a whole athletic system. Basically, our whole society is based on gender.
which every civilization known to man has been.
Yeah, and now that
There's
our
two distinct roles of genders in every
I know,
civilization.
but society changed. But now our whole society notion of gender is completely changed, and our whole athletic system was based on gender. So now it's like it's kind of showing a flaw in that. Because the way I see it is like we separated men and women's sports for physical differences. Like
Right.
Yeah.
women cannot compete with men in certain athletic competitions. So, but if we're separating that based on gender alone, I feel like it kind of defeats the point. Because like we're not separating the men from the women because they're men and women, because the men are usually male and they have physical advantages compared to
Yeah.
women and females. So now that we're having trans women in there, it kind of exposes the flaw in the separation of the two different sports.
Hey, is it wrong or does it perpetuate issues if you separate them and do like trans women versus trans women, trans men versus
That's what I'm
trans
saying.
women?
Like, that's why I said it's a sticky situation, because you can't really do that because they want to be women, which is their
Yeah.
right. But now you're telling you, yeah, but you're not really women.
Yeah.
That's why it's a sticky situation to me.
It's just fucked up. Like if all the trans women or all the trans males, they're just they are the leaders of those sports. It would just it would be ass,
It
bro.
wouldn't really work the other way around.
What do you
feel
mean?
I
like.
mean, I
Oh
think-
yeah.
I mean,
definitely.
we could look at it the same way as like, hey, men who are born 6'8" have more advantage than men who's 5'8", and like it is what it is, man. You fucking didn't hit the lottery.
I just hate that, like, we have to make it so clear that we're not trying to be trans. Like, because for you to live your life, do your thing. We've already been talked about this shit on here, just in terms of if we had a gay son, trans, like, live your life, do your
Yeah.
thing. But if we're talking like sports, I'm
It
sorry.
does
I
get
do. I
tricky.
think whatever you were born as, you should just compete like that. Even if you're a trans woman, I think okay. Like, so unfortunately you're going to be at disadvantage because you're taking estrogen and things like that to change your body's hormonal composition. But outside of that, like, yeah, it's going to be it would be very tough if LeBron tried to have a change or taking those things while playing in the NBA. But I think that's the fairest thing. I don't think it's fair for him to get to go smack the WNBA. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
well, if that's what you want to do, we respect your decision. Do your thing. You know, whatever you see yourself as, whatever makes you happy, do your thing. But you still got to compete against your weight class. Like,
Yeah.
I can't just decide. Like, if I'm 150, sorry, say I'm 160, I can't just decide. Nah, I'm 130 today. Let me fight the 130 pounders. Like, no, what does the scale say? I'm sorry. Like,
Actually-
it's just sports. It's fairness.
Actually, I never considered the weight class part.
You like that?
So like, so if they're in their weight
On it
class,
today, man.
it's not that big of a deal because
Bro.
they're probably going to be way more than the average woman, you know. So it's
But
like,
what if it's sprinting?
I mean, man,
That's not
God
fair
didn't
at
make
all.
you fast, bro. It is what it is, man.
Bro, the top. I think what is it,
Like-
like the top 44 high schoolers in track can beat like the fastest woman ever or something like that.
Yeah.
like they beat the world record.
Yeah, like it's-
already pretty much.
Yeah, like it's like
and
literally
they're in
not
high school versus the Olympics. It's like, bro, they're
like high school basketball players will shit on WNBA players. Like
Yeah.
it's just the reality of it.
And that's what we were talking. That's what I was saying. Like, I'm just kind of getting on when it's like the offensive part, because it's like because if you just look at it like rationally, like if the argument is like the offensive, like, well, you don't know how this has changed. You know, it's like, but what if we both do the exact same research? Then what? Like, I don't want to, because I don't have an issue with anybody, but like, if we're basing it off of like science and research, then it's like, well, the info is the info. It's not supposed to be divisive. It's just like, it kind of makes sense if you look at it a certain way. But I understand people got their views, but
Yeah.
as soon as Braun get that change, they're gonna think a little different.
Yo, I
Bro.
can't wait. I
John
can't
Jones,
When
should
somebody
John
just
Jones
abuses
get John Jones get a sex
Yeah.
change? Now he's gonna be the
Yeah.
greatest female fighter ever.
bro. We gotta wait until somebody really just abuses.
can't
that.
wait
Like,
for
People
that.
have those. Man,
People
who
have
was-
like
No, a
something like
man
blatant,
goes
something
to
really
have
fucking
hella
blatant,
deadlift
bro.
weights. This one dude, he he broke hella records. An Olympic lifter.
Okay, I did.
Sorry,
see that.
she broke hella records.
I did see that.
Bro, literally skunked everyone that had ever done anything.
They were
in that.
mad. It was a disgrace.
Bro, because
Yeah.
imagine, bro.
You worked your life to get here.
Yes, bro, and it's like I
competitive.
understand our social things, and that's the only reason I was saying when you talk about the society. Like, yes, every civilization has genders that are established, and people are become so we can't even agree on gender. But at the same time, I understand how trans or not. I don't want to say understand because it's like no one understands you
Yeah,
unless you're in
yeah.
a position. But you have to have an understanding.
I think you can understand it, but you can't feel it.
Yeah, and you can have an understanding of like, oh, so you can actually do research. Oh, brain composition, this and stuff like that. Because people say, oh, it's a decision, but I think the mental aspect does not seem like much of a decision to me. But you can, I forgot where I was going.
Yeah, we
what the
lost
fuck
you
we're
too.
talking
I
about.
didn't know because I didn't know where you
We
were
lost
going.
you.
It was like a
What
new idea. It wasn't nothing that we
What was
could,
that saying?
You're talking
know.
about gender. So there's two genders for
Someone
human
composition.
Oh
history.
yeah, so like it just they kind of make fuck yeah. Yeah, so it just makes sense. Like there's established gender rules, and then we have
Drinking.
the social things that have taken place.
Yeah.
In terms of you start to understand, oh, so not everyone or people are built, differently. Some people are gay, some people are transgender, some people are queer, some people are pansexual. Like you start to understand that socially. Oh, okay, so that's why I never understand when people are like they're so gung ho. You weren't born that way. Okay, but dude, if I always say with the nickname like, yeah, I'm Travis, but you could call me Trey. If I just meet a dude, what's he gonna say? Nah. What does your birth certificate say? Fucking Trey. No, just out of respect, he'll be like, oh, you want me to call you Trey? Okay.
I'm
cool,
gonna
Trey.
call him Travis. I'm gonna call him Travis.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever you. Oh yeah, exactly. What'd your mom call you? It's like, bro, it's just respecting. But if we're talking something that could be science wise in terms of sports, in terms of competitive advantage, it is what it is. Like, is there
Yeah.
competitive advantage or not?
Yo, this is something also people might not like this take, but
They're not liking none of this
they
shit.
don't like
dog.
anything. It's okay.
They don't like my NRG.
They don't like none of these takes.
None of these trends you call.
Videos
Like,
been flagged.
Yeah. What's it called? Like also when I get confused when trans people are not willing to educate because this is something pretty new. When it comes to black people got a whole history of history being written not in their favor or not the truth. So when it comes to trans people, it's like we don't know about this shit. There's no history books about trans people. So I kind of get frustrated when you're not willing to educate somebody else on it, because that's not something that we see on the day-to-day basis. We see black people getting shot. We see all this, like there's so much shit that goes on that I don't know. I don't think those two relate too well.
I feel that, but I know you already said it's different because the black plight has really been spread out, has been talked about a lot more.
Well, like if you look at Rosa Parks' story, they try to make it seem like, oh, she was tired from work.
Yeah.
Nah, she did that as a fucking to symbolize that shit. Like I'm not gonna fucking sit in the back. I'm gonna sit where I want to sit. In the history books they just fucking write it all torn up.
Yeah, I feel that, but as a trans person, like I feel like it's not my I feel like it's not I don't want to be the one who has to put on the cape, bearing the responsibility and educate a society on my people's issues. Like, if I don't want to have to be the one to do that, I shouldn't have to be the one to do that.
I think if people are willing to ask and listen and learn, I think it could be a good way to educate people, and if anything, it benefits your community even more.
That's true. I agree with that, but also at the same time, it's like, why do I have to be the one to do it? Like,
do they have a spokesperson?
Yeah, what I'm saying is like I don't have to be the trans spokesperson. Like
Since they don't, why can't y'all do it? Why can't you guys educate others about it? Of course, if I'm ignorant and I'm asking some bullshit questions, like the way that I did approach my coworker was pretty asshole because they just told me they were trans. I didn't even see it like that.
Yeah.
I just saw it as, oh, I have a viewpoint on this.
Yeah.
But in another way, like if I'm being ignorant about it, yes, I understand why you won't want to educate me. If I'm not even willing to listen to what you have to say. But if I'm willing to listen and I want to understand it and I want to get to the actual meats of the argument, I was like, okay, now you have a supporter, even more of a supporter.
Yeah. I feel
Not
that,
saying
but
I don't support trans people
Yeah.
and their way of living and
Or
That's
just
why I feel
maybe
like-
ask more trans people.
I feel like
That's
that's-
only one person that you ask.
exactly.
So
I'm not
you
gonna generalize.
But that's why
Yeah.
this is part of because, like, dude, you're not even saying anything bad about trans people. Like, that's why we've literally gotten a whole tailspin conversation about, like, how we support, whatever your lifestyle is and stuff like that. But, like, when you look at the conversation, why can't we just focus on sports? Like, we're literally talking about sports. Should you be able to compete in a different gender that you're originally born with? Because, like, it really shouldn't be a transphobic conversation at all. Like, you should be able to have that conversation with a trans person. Like, but maybe it was the way you approach the approach.
Yeah. I
But
didn't
like,
even
just a
realize
question
that.
of like, hey, so what do you think about this? This is a topic of debate. Aren't you the person I should ask? Like, what are your thoughts on this as someone who is trans? And there are trans people that have come out and said, nah, you shouldn't be able to compete. Like, why would you? Like, only because of the advantage, not because of fairness. And you hate to see anyone excluded because of it's things that them being their true selves and people being excluded based off that. But in this case, it's not entirely exclusion. I mean, it is exclusion, but it's inclusion to whatever you were born into. And it's just, if we're just talking sports, I think it's a legitimate conversation. Is that fair? Even the affirmative action one. If someone said, do you think affirmative action is fair? Do you think that, say I'm this kid, Jimmy, and I'm a white kid, I had great grades, amazing, did everything I did, but back in the, or not back in the day, but affirmative action, because it's not actually allowed anymore in colleges, but affirmative action was basically they're going to pick up the black kid. They're going to pick up more minorities because they want to diversify their campus. That's a legitimate conversation. We could discuss that, and I don't have to keep looking at the person like, so you fucking hate black people. No, I can just see your point of view. If we're talking facts and we're having an educated conversation, why don't we have this conversation? We could learn some. If I'm saying something that offends you or you're saying something that offends me in it, that's one thing. But if we're just having a conversation based on something that we can actually have facts and debate on, it's just like we have I feel like as a nation, we just have so much trouble communicating. We have to pick sides, and we have to be angry at each other. We have to get each other. We have to make this nigga look dumb. We got to make people feel some type of way. It's just like,
And people hate being wrong.
Exactly.
That's the biggest thing. It's like, yo, if I'm wrong, I can own up to me being wrong. You just have to make me see it if I'm not able to see it at first.
Fuck that. Cancel him. We don't ever want to hear from you again.
Because if anything, when we're wrong, that's when we learn the most.
Yeah.
If anything, I reflect the most when I've been in fucked up situation or I made someone feel bad or I've said something that maybe a low blow. It's like, yo, I sit back and look at myself. I'm like, really? That's the type of person I am? Like, I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying. Like, there's nothing wrong with being wrong. And there's a lot of pride and ego with being right all the time. And there's no such thing as that. I know nothing, bitch.
But we're not allowed to be wrong in today's like age and society. Like, it just seems like if you do anything wrong, it's like you're walking on eggshells. You know, like you can recover from it. You know, you have fucking Louis C.K. You know, you can.
My God!
invite some ladies to go in a room and, you know, jack off in front of him and still come out and be on stage. But
it was ladies and man.
Oh damn! No discrimination.
Yeah, he doesn't discriminate.
Yeah, that's why
he's for trans people.
Yeah, I don't. Wait, what?
I don't know.
But I don't. Cancel shit is just. It just is kind of like mob. A lot of it is mob mentality to me. I feel like if we see someone who we don't agree with that we think is fucked up, like, I shouldn't have to tell Tory like, nah, don't ever fuck with this dude again. So, you know, don't fuck with this guy anymore. Did you hear what he did? Like, I think we should be able to just look at circumstances, and if it's someone is saying something that's fucked up, saying something racist, saying something, you deal with it as that. Why would you support someone who's racist? Why would you support someone who's done these things? But sometimes it's like, we just hear a headline, oh, he said this, oh, fuck him, canceled, he shouldn't be able to do. It's just like, fam, are we all thinking with our own brains? Like, how do you feel about it? Oh, he said that? Okay, then make your own decision. Like, and I get a lot of people, I won't support him when I see that racist shit. I won't support him when they out of line and stuff like that. And they should be, I mean, I assume your brand deal should be fucked up. This should be messed up. But I'm just not trying to jump and oh, let's cancel this guy. Let's cancel. Because, bro, people are literally on Twitter all day trying to figure out who to cancel and who to voice their opinion on because they're not heard in life.
I think it's easier to do it on the internet because, you know, you're just behind your fucking phone. And there's one thing that I think Jake Paul said after he fucking won the fight. He's like, all you motherfuckers that's talking shit, just wait until I see you in real life. And, you know, that's the thing about the world being so big, that when you could just say it on the internet, it's fucking easy. You know, you could have your opinion on the internet, but when I talk to you face to face, it's not like that.
Yeah, and then
He ain't gonna swing on nobody. I got lawyers, nigga. Please swing on me. I got bills to pay.
no,
Yo, you gonna be paying bills with like looking like a vegetable. No.
And I'm in that Rari too, nigga. The fuck?
Trash.
All right, what's up, Quando?
Hey, you don't punch that hard, man. You ain't gonna fucking disabilitate my body and shit. I'm not gonna be like stuck in the hospital bed or nothing.
If he hit you in the right spot.
I mean, I'm not gonna let him hit
Y'all
me in the
doing
right
this
spot.
again?
I'm not gonna like hit me.
Are y'all doing this again?
No, it's not gonna like.
I'm saying, are y'all going off again? Are y'all having a
All right,
little tangent,
Taekwondo
little
Rondo
moment?
recently had an interview, man. Sit down interview.
No, real talk though. He is not gonna fucking make me a vegetable, bro. I'm not gonna let him just
Who,
beat
Jake
my
Paul?
ass. Yeah, I'm not gonna let him beat my
You'll
ass.
get folded.
I mean, he'll probably beat my ass, but he's not gonna like fuck me up to
So-
the point that my body's never the same.
What happens if
What if
you? So
nobody
what if you
pulls him
get?
off?
What if you get knocked out and then he's stomping on your fucking head like
With Tim's.
he does? Give you 20
I mean-
stomps
I mean,
straight on the head.
You
He's
gonna look like Mr. Potato Head.
I feel like after he knocks me out, what does he gain by stopping me out? Like, he just gonna lose his shit. Like, at that point, like,
oh, okay. I see what
like,
you're saying.
you
I
I mean,
thought-
if you're a
but
vegetable
hypothetically.
and you're not able to tell your parents or any of your friends that, oh, what happened?
first of all, if
You're
I'm,
just stomped out and you're just left on
first of all,
the street.
if I'm fighting Jake Paul, I have some of my niggas with me for witnesses because, you know, I can't win the case if I don't got witnesses, bro.
Alright.
See, this is like, I'm not trying to win the fight. I win by getting that cash, you feel me? So, he's not gonna stop me out because Travis gonna be right there like, hey, I got my phone out, so you can't stop me out.
You getting stomped? is that the type of friend I am? I'm over there
Yeah,
recording.
you the one
you
to
getting
record.
stomped
Hey,
out? I'm
don't do
recording.
that.
Because before I'm like, he's gonna beat my ass, but
Oh, you gonna be
one-
like, don't jump in, bro. Just
Don't-
record.
just make sure
not to get
like, just
fucked
make
up.
sure I
Hey,
don't get
let
my
me use
ass
my
beat
set.
too bad, right?
John, but Jake, you get one more and stop. Stop. It's gonna be good for the case. But
It's like, one more hit. All right, there we go.
All right, but we going Quando,
Money case right here.
Quando, Rondo, or Neuralink? Which one are we going with it? We could go any direction with this one.
Man, I feel like y'all don't want to talk
I don't have
about
much to say about
Neuralink.
Quando.
Quando
We can just make
Rondo?
fun
I don't got
Like,
much to say
y'all
on
So
ain't
it.
got
Quando
enough.
Rondo recently did an interview. Sakib's very excited to talk about it. He basically detailed what happened in the killing of King Von. His man Lil Timmy, spelled with a U for some reason, Lil Tummy. That's crazy. It's
Really?
literally spelled like tummy. Yeah.
The fuck? You got a Tums
And maybe it's
deal or some
Lul.
shit?
Maybe I'm just stupid and it's Lil Tummy.
No,
Lil Timmy. It doesn't. Regardless, his homie Lil Timmy shot King Von after basically King Von had took off on Quando Rondo outside of a hookah lounge, and then basically Lil Timmy shot him, and then the police started shooting fire, shooting, and there was shooting everywhere. Everyone dipped. I did a horrible job explaining this bullshit.
It was beautiful.
Basically,
So,
King Von was shot after he attacked Quando Rondo by Rondo's man Lil Timmy, and the internet has hated Quando Rondo. He can't really tour, he can't do shows because it's too dangerous for him now. Too many people from Chicago basically want him dead. A lot of people have vocalized it, but the biggest thing is it stopped up his bag like a motherfucker, and his friend is about to perhaps go to prison for the killing.
well, also it's like a lot of people love King Von.
That's why, the masses love King Von.
They
So it was,
really liked his shit, and also I think it wasn't just King Von who took off on him. It was like King Von and a few of King Von's friends, right?
did you see the video?
No.
Oh. I hate y'all so much.
Reckless
bro.
speculation.
I hate y'all.
time.
Like, what are we all right, come on. Let's go to Neuralink.
I heard that Herbert was there too.
No,
And he pulled out with them dicks, and he just
Oh, you
started,
stupid!
and he just
as fuck.
started
Yeah,
shooting
he was
everybody.
with a big ass group of people. They all start walking toward, but he started walking. They start following him. His manager gave like a whole account of what had happened, but he you could see it on the video. He walks up, starts firing on Quando Rondo, and then he gets off some good shots. And then before anyone else is able to really like catch up to all of them, Lil Timmy fired off a shot. One shot hit him, and then the police started shooting. Lil Timmy got shot, and then everyone kind of scattered. Then you could see the video. That's what a lot of people are saying, like King Von's man like left him, but when he gave the account and then you watch the video back, it's like, oh, it makes sense. Like, cause he was saying like as soon as one shot wearing off, hella shots were being fired by the police, so everyone had to like duck for cover. They didn't know what was going on, and then they ran over to him. But yeah, what do y'all think about the situation? Are y'all mad at Quando Rondo, or what do you just think of the whole thing happening? I mean, everyone, like a beloved rapper basically getting killed over some shenanigans.
I mean, it's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is sometimes. That lifestyle, people get involved with gangs and stuff like that. Sometimes not their fault. Like, unfortunately, things like that happen.
Who do you blame?
I mean, I would say I would blame King Von Company because they shot first, but I don't know. Maybe.
No, they beat
All right,
up
let's go on to Neuralink. What's up with Neuralink?
Wait, hold on,
This
before we leave
cracking.
Quando Rondo, but the Angela Yee, the fucking interview, the way this dude speaks, it was so entertaining to watch because there was a point that he's like, man, me and him, we thought we had a real good understanding. And I was like, what the fuck is understanding?
Understand.
And when he was talking to her, it seemed like he got in trouble with like a teacher because he didn't turn in the assignment and he was just trying to explain to her what was going on. It just sounded so bad. I just couldn't get over, like, I didn't know that's how Quando Rondo spoke, and he kept saying man. It was fucking hilarious.
Yes.
This is a sad situation, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot to mention that. My bad.
I like what you studied up on. The interview was funny. He had some funny takes in it. But yeah, if we're talking about the overall situation, yeah, that
how do
shit
you
is,
feel about it? Like, what do you think?
It is,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
because
had
I
a
watched
take on
the
it.
shit. Yeah, I actually I figured we were gonna talk about it. So, but basically, yeah, I mean, him getting killed. I'm when you look at Quando Rondo's situation and then the dude he had with him who has a gun, I feel like if I have someone with me that has a gun and his job is to protect me, and someone just walks up and starts taking off on me, that's the dangerous part of when you move like that. Like when you want to walk up and fire on somebody, say you at the club, you somewhere, even if it wasn't the situation, because despite what he said in the interview, there was like basically pretty clear they were not fucking with each other at the time. I think he said a lot of that to kind of clear Lil Timmy's name, to make it seem like it's not premeditated at all. Like we didn't even know who it was. I just started getting fired on and he shot him. But it's like if we go somewhere and I go up and want to beat up somebody or fire on him, that's the dangerous part about life. I don't know what their man got on him. I don't know if their man got a gun with him, because if the man does have a gun with him, I know that he's most likely supposed to shoot me at this point when I go and take off on his homie, which is the rich ass rapper who he's rolling with. So he basically describes it in slow as fuck detail of like, and then I was gonna let him go inside, but I didn't want to go inside, and then my man was with me. Bro, basically, I was standing here with my buddy by the car. This big ass mob of people comes over, but mate, one dude walks up, starts firing on me because they like met kind of halfway type shit.
He's saying firing, he's punching him.
Yeah.
Okay.
He fired like, yeah. So he was punching him. He was getting beat up for it. So like not for a big second, but he was definitely losing. I mean, because he wasn't ready. He just took Vaughn just took off on him. So it's just, I think it's just an unfortunate reality of like when you move with that type of energy or you getting into that stuff, we don't know what's gonna happen. If I come up and try to just rob a dude on the street and his homie has a gun on him and shoots me, or I try to go beat up a dude, it's just an unfortunate way, and it's unfortunate that like silly beefs and shit like this happen. But I feel like the world kind of does lose perspective in just in terms of like, I get that King Von was beloved, but if Chris Brown comes up and does the same thing to Quando Rondo, he's gonna get shot too. It's just if you start beating somebody up, and unfortunately, if they have someone with them that's carrying heat and their job is to shoot and defend their man, then they're supposed to do that, and that's just, it is what it is. You don't know you don't know what comes back, and that's why you got to be. I feel like we all kind of like that, a little more calculated, not gonna be the one that just pops some shit off with no type of understanding of what could happen next.
Hey, what us wanting to see better for black people moving forward, and a lot of attention being put on, I guess quote unquote black issues. Are we ever gonna address rap music and the perpetuation of us talking about killing each other and selling each other drugs, and then looking at other people saying, "Damn, we're in a fucked up position," but we never look at ourselves to say, how do we pick ourselves up? Like, are we ever gonna address that the stuff that we're given, the images that we're seeing, and the images that we ourselves put out are not the best, are us in the best light? Like, are we ever gonna address that as a people to really say rap music is fucking terrible and it's actually sick and it's vile? That we rap about. No, okay, I'll let y'all go. Go ahead.
No,
I'm
done.
Go ahead.
But when white people make that satanic music and shit, we don't put them in a box. Like, oh, white people are satanic and shit.
That
like
doesn't impact us. Like, rap music directly goes into the teenagers' ears, into the kids' ears, and we're just like, oh, it has a beat to it.
A lot of the school shootings, though, they were talking about Marilyn Manson. They were all blaming it on those artists. But I see what you're saying in terms of, like, us, we perpetuate something that is actually a really, really negative thing. Like, how people are forced to grow up, how dangerous environments are, and, like, so it is perpetuated.
It's also the number one genre.
It's celebrated more than it's celebrated. Like, oh, that new guy is rapping, his shit is hard. What's he talking about? I just shot 7 niggas today and sold some drugs. Like, oh, this is fucking hard.
That
like,
shit be hard,
I
though.
love that shit. Like,
that shit do be hard,
and
though.
then we're just like, ooh, this is great. Like, when's the next one coming? When's the next rapper coming out that's just gonna fucking, oh, I'm gang banging this, gang banging that. Oh, nigga, that shit was killer, bro. You hear them bars, and then when he dies, it's like, fuck.
Yeah, well, mine's not even a direct, I guess a direct response to that or like counter, but people, because the argument I see happening a lot is like, so should you really be living your raps? Like, should you, because we glorify people for being so real in the street, but then when they pass and they perish because of shit like that, then we're all sad. So should rappers really be living out their lyrics? It's like, well, on one side, yeah, I think you should rap shit that's real, but if it's not real, why are you rapping that? Like, there's a lot of other things to make creations about, make music about, but why do you have to perpetuate that? Like, if you're a musician, you're making music, why would you, like, why is it even a question of should you really be living your raps or not? Well, maybe you should live your raps, and then therefore someone who's not living like that shouldn't rap like that. But it's not like that. They just want to, people want to ride with
I'm not even making a thing about like a false flagging thing. It's just like, what
that's what I'm saying. I'm not directly counting. I'm saying there's another argument.
Yeah, but it's like, what are we accepting? Like, why do we accept that? Like, why do we look at that and just say like, yeah, like, and I know why. I know there's reasons as to why, but I mean, we got to wake up for ourselves and say this is some bullshit. Like, we're being fed bullshit. Like, from ourselves. Fuck what the white man's doing to us, motherfucker. Look at the issues that real. I'm not because I don't want to sound like I'm saying, oh, Black Lives Matter. But then what about? I'm not saying that. But from a real standpoint, like people have been saying this for the longest time. Like, this is nothing like not a new conversation. That's why it's kind of hard when it's like now everything's popularized the black issues, but it only gets pointed to the emotions of it, not the core issue of it. And the core issue of it won't ever be dealt with unless it's dealt with by black people. And if black people don't deal with like these certain issues, the other people, how are we gonna ask somebody else to help us? Like in a situation where it's like, regardless of the systematic thing, regardless of if you were brought here on a slave ship,
of
like,
that systematic stuff,
it is a product. But at a certain point, we have so much knowledge to where it's like, you gotta wake up and say, okay, stop talking about the same history. Stop talking about what's new. What the fuck are we really finna do now? Let's like really, and it's a different way, because I know we're talking about we're changing this reform stuff like that, but no, I'm not to like really take the power back and understand like who the fuck you are. Like we are displaced as African Americans because we're unlike any other group to just say like you've been taken here, disconnect. Like we can't even really go back to Africa. Africans don't really fuck with us like that. Like, like they be honest with me. Africans don't really fuck with African Americans like that.
I mean,
unless you come into America.
and that's what I hear. I can't personally say that because my family is different, but it also goes both ways. Like African Americans don't fuck with Africans too. Like it's just
we're disconnected from even our own like home type shit of where we're supposed to be from. Like we can't even agree on there. Like we can't go to really nowhere else, and it's like, oh, you don't like America, go back to Africa. Or it's like that's
well, don't y'all really just like claim America?
Claim? I mean, home? Shit. You kind of at some point you
kind of have to. You know, it's like
what
else can you claim?
Into it?
You hear it, we built it, but at the same time, it's like, how could I claim this as home when the person that brought me here doesn't? I'm evil to them. Like I am his devil. Like we are complete polar opposites in that way of like, if you want to look at it, like we talk about black and white problems, we don't talk about white and Mexican problems like as much as black and white. Like we talk about black and white so much, black and white, black and white, black and white, black and white. But there's no black and or white and Bengali issues. There's no other.
Well, we're not that popping, dude.
Right, but there's no other thing where it's like, oh, okay, we're gonna purposely defile you. We're gonna purposely do that to you. We're gonna like set it up to where you look like an animal. This is a thug. Like there's no other person that deals with that. You feel me? Like on any level to where it's media, like it's in the media. You have people from other countries like, oh, don't fuck with the black people because what they see in movies type shit.
That's what they learn in
There's no
China.
other race that's like put on that type of lens like that to show you like, oh no, you shit, and I'm gonna remind you that you shit.
And because the music is kind of doing that,
and the music doesn't fucking help. And then you got a celebrity that's gonna come out, and then it's gonna be some type of scandal, some type of death. You know, we're always associated with some terrible ass shit.
But I think the music is a product of where, because if I am someone that grew up, you shooting at people are shooting at you. I'm sorry, but what am I? Like that's probably what I'm gonna want to rap about, and that's why people got so popular. Is people were talking about street shit that people hadn't. You look at the older rappers, they weren't talking that shit. People started, oh man, I'm feeling this energy. They relate to it. They understand what people are talking about. So I feel like that's more. That's why it's two things, because there's the ones that are really living it and they rapping about what they live in. They're rapping about their life, their upbringing and shit like that. Then there's people who are just doing it because it's hot. The masses will like me. You know, hella white people love that shit. They're turning up. They want. That's like J. Cole was saying, how like they want to see you act crazy. They want to see you act ignorant. And it's like, so there's different sides to that. But I feel like when things get fixed and there's less people having to grow up killing each other and shooting each other, like if that gets changed, I think we won't have to worry about like, oh, the music is, because it's like all these people like NBA Youngboy, you see he's gone through some shit. Kodak, they've gone through some shit. Like, so I wonder where they were living at. I wonder what the shit they had to deal with was, and that's the bigger problem to me. But I do see how the music does portray a certain image. I just feel like I can't fault kids for talking about what they've been through. I do fault the ones that are talking about shit that they haven't been through, because they're the ones that are just, they're damn near appropriating people that grow up a certain way. Like they're, oh, this is hot. And that's why I hate when they're having. That's why I was bringing up the debate of like, oh, should you really be living your raps? Because you guys glorify these guys that live their raps. Well, okay, if you're rapping about shit that you really deal with, fine. I can't tell you how to live your life, but I do see systematic things that have put you in a way where I really think, nah, I don't think you want to live getting shot at and having to worry about shit like that. But then there's other niggas where it's like, yeah, why are you rapping about some shit just because you think it's cool? Why don't you be yourself and find something to talk about? And if you don't have value, find something else.
Don't we live in fucking America? It's like the most capitalistic place on earth. Yeah. So like, if motherfuckers is doing the raps for, like, if they're rapping about something that's not real, it doesn't matter as long as they're making their money to them.
But that's the crazy part though, because it's like, who's paying the rapper? Because let's say
the consumer.
Let's say okay, but no, it's a conditioning. That's what I'm saying. It's a conditioning. We're gonna put you like rap music. We're gonna put rap music in front of you. We're gonna put this cool beat on it and subconsciously tell you to go out there shooting. It's self-hatred. It's perpetuation of self-hatred to tell you to go kill your own kind, to go either shoot them or give them drugs. If it was jazz music, and everybody was, if jazz music was the push, you would love jazz music.
I think if anything
else was the push, that would be the push. But it's like, we're gonna put money behind something we know is fucking killing you, just like anything else, cigarettes, beer, like whatever.
But so what do you think about WAP?
Come on, dog.
Yeah,
This
what-
was-
Bro, I have a quick question. So, do you blame the artist or the consumer more?
There's not one person that's like, oh, I blame you. You know what I mean? Because the artist is, artist. I don't know. I
Then
can't.
how would you solve it?
I would say, okay, maybe the consumer then, because it's like we have, as a consumer, you have to come to a consensus to say we're not buying this shit anymore. Like even okay, it's your true story rapper, cool. But I don't want to hear that shit no more. I'm tired of hearing that shit.
that's
I don't
not
want to hear
fair
about you
because-
killing another black
what
man.
about all the
Like,
consumers that? Okay, see, but all right. So here's the thing. What about
That's
all
where
the
it gets
consumers
tricky.
that he's speaking to? Like, oh shit, I grew up in that same environment. Like, you can't just tell, nah, don't listen to him because fuck that shit. They're like, we live the same shit. Like they see eye to eye. But I feel like the bigger issue is like we were talking about the self hatred. I feel like the whole shit that's actually like the people that are actually living it, it's all self-hatred. Killing other people. You looking, Nipsey was talking about it. You driving by looking for people that look like you. If he walks like me, if he got that certain walk to him, he probably a gang member. That's the one I'm trying to kill. I'm gonna go to. Yeah, I feel like the whole thing is self-hatred. We're just seeing it. What people are living, they're putting out into the music. But if we're having an issue with what's being put in the music, the real issue, I think, is what's actually going on. There's a lot of self-hatred, bro. Black people are constantly killing black people. And it is a product of all the things we see. And then it's glorified in music, which I think isn't right. But I feel like it's not so much to glorify if niggas just aren't living this way. Like, if it's not, there isn't gang banging and people getting killed. If gangs went back to how they were originally formed, that would be a different story. But with all the killing and shit we see between
But I'm saying we have so much
So many
information
levels
and
to
so
it.
we have so many powerful people that can literally sit down. Like if Diddy, instead of doing a fucking revolt music, really sat down and saying, okay, here's where we are right now. Here's where we came from, and here's where we're going, or here's where we kind of need to go and shape the mindset of people. You know what I mean? We don't have we don't really have a community here. Like we don't have a community at all. We're isolated, detached. Like it doesn't matter until it comes together for like a whole effort where it's like overall mad about something. But even then, it's like we're not agreeing on anything as a people. Like we don't have a group you can go talk to. Like all of our groups are government ran. Like that's why we're this is our home. But again, the people that have us here, it's like they don't want you to win. So this is not home. Like how do you feel comfortable knowing that like nigga, you're not welcome here? Like
There's
like
so
you're
many
just
levels
not
to this
like
shit.
you what like that shit is crazy.
'Cause, like,
and
you
we're
try-
not helping ourselves. We don't help ourselves. Like we got this black doctor dude is doing great, or this TV, what is it? It was a recent dude, some TV guy mogul made $1 billion or some crazy shit like that, or Tyler Perry's doing this, but it's like, bruh, like we look at these people. I don't know, but like I didn't even finish the point. But it's just it's crazy.
Well,
you got
it's not
Rick
a point.
Ross, Jay-Z. All these people could really sit down and build their own fucking school. Like they really could put some money together. And I hate kind of telling them to do what they do with their money, because we talk about it like, don't fucking tell them what they do with their money. But we can. But then we look up and be like, we need the justice system. It's like, motherfucker, we need you. Like, it takes another black person to see like, oh, okay, like maybe me shooting somebody ain't cool. Even though that dude came from my neighborhood, that's the rap music. But damn, I really fuck with the business mindset of somebody else to tell me, nah, not to do that. Really changed my mindset. It shouldn't take the rapper that puts out 70 songs talking about killing to then say, yeah, bro, don't do that shit, and like to change a mindset. Like it's already in your like whatever that is. Like I don't know.
But I think it regardless of the music, that shit is happening. So it's like I agree with you, but I feel like that is the problem. Like that this shit is happening because like
Exactly,
I can't tell a kid like don't speak about your life no more. It's
Yeah.
not good for other people because like it really might be his life, but why is that his life? Like why do you have to grow up? Having
And
a
let's
choice
fix
like, am
that.
I gonna get fucked up at school or am I gonna join this gang? Am I gonna get fucked up walking to school, maybe killed, or am I gonna join a gang? Am I gonna get some people I can rock with? Or some kids, they grow up looking up to the gang members, or he was the only one getting money in my city. He was the only one whatever. Like, so it's like I feel like that is the root of the issue as far as because it's like if you young boy and shit, well, like if you've been through some shit, I expect that to come out on the music. Whatever you've been through, you're gonna put yourself on the music. So I feel like shit just gotta change, bro. But don't worry, T. I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
Yeah, fuck Meryl Wayne, fuck all that sports shit. Feel like we've been potted for a
So we
minute.
rocked out. Yeah, we pod for a minute. Are we skipping out on sports? Anything sports worthy?
Andrew Wiggins is ass.
Andy Wiggins is garbage. Kenneth Lay. Oh, okay.
Be back. That's good news.
Oh, a Dizzle. Oh, and then you know what else? What's that came
Finally.
at? It's probably good. Steph Curry, greatest point guard of all time.
Can't lie,
Besides
can't
Magic Johnson,
lie,
yes.
I don't know.
Okay, but if I'm picking a point guard, if you had to just blanket statement, I look at the league now and you're like, all right, you're gonna be able to pick a full roster of whatever you're choosing is all-star team. There's no way that Steph isn't my point guard. Because I already have LeBron on the team. I'll get LeBron at the forward. LeBron and Steph on the same team, killer. LeBron and Magic, meh.
Yeah, but that's because LeBron's so good.
If LeBron
Because Magic wouldn't even be a point guard in this day and age. I really don't think. And he had no outside shot. If I'm basing it just off the position, point guard, for me, dog, it's got to be Steph Curry.
You think if LeBron and Steph Curry were on the same team, who would run point? You think Steph would
LeBron
run
would
point?
run point.
I would think LeBron would run point.
LeBron's the best point guard in the league.
Yeah, that's why he takes Magic's job. If I have LeBron, I don't need Magic.
Yeah.
That's why. So it's like I already have. If I'm building a team, there's no way Magic's gonna be my point guard. Bro, I have a guy that can literally shoot from anywhere. Who got 10 threes made in the game, 9 threes made in the game. Bro, he's the greatest shooter of all time. Like, I'm sorry. Like, at this point, the way he's able to affect the game,
I can't put him over Magic though.
No.
I can't do it. It's like, if you're the greatest point guard ever, how come you've never been the best player in the final series? Not one time. Greatest point guard ever.
He was definitely a better player than Iguodala, just because Iguodala won the MVP.
LeBron was better than him that series.
Oh yeah. Well, if we're being real, LeBron is better than Steph.
And no, I'm saying, like, if you're
LeBron is better than Magic to a lot of people.
If you're the greatest point guard and you've been in 5 finals and you have not been the best player in any one of those series.
So what if Magic went to 5 finals against LeBron? Mm-hmm. Would he be the best player in any of those series?
He might
would
be.
It still be LeBron?
Kevin Durant was the best player in a couple series. And he wasn't LeBron?
I don't know, bro. LeBron put up some historic numbers that night. He was the best player on the best team. So he was balling out, KD was. So yeah, he did look like the best, but I don't think they would have even been in the finals.
Even the Raptors series, Kawhi was probably the best player of that series.
Yeah, fair enough. He was the best player in that. I give that to him.
So it's like 5 series, one not including LeBron James, and he was still not the best player in either one of those. Like Steph, like I'm not a Steph hater anymore. He's a great player, but Magic's resume is basically flawless. I can't put another point guard over him unless he has a legitimate argument.
In today's game, you'd rather have Magic as your point guard, regardless of your team. If we had the Lakers right now, would you rather get Magic as the one, or would you rather get Steph?
I'd rather have Steph. That's not because he's a better point guard.
No.
If I'm starting a team today,
yes,
I'd probably rather have Magic because I know he can make players better. He can play 1 through 5. He's versatile.
Steph not do that?
No, I mean he can.
Okay, fine. Draft an all-star team. Who are you getting as your point guard?
Well, if LeBron's not on my team, then I'm going all time taking Magic.
See, that's why. See, Magic. His only really comparison is like LeBron, like niggas like that, a different position. I don't think Magic would even be able to play the point guard position in the league today, bro. Honestly, I don't think he like.
Ben Simmons can play that shit. Magic can play it.
And Ben Simmons has his struggles, but even then, look at Magic dribbling versus Ben Simmons dribbling. To be honest, like if we're gonna be dead ass real and break down film, like. It's not the same. It's not the same at all. And the league was so different back then. Even just the way they dribbled, the way that because I mean the hand checking was such a different thing. It's hard to judge, bro. But honestly, I will never take Magic as my point guard over Steph. Okay, but it's hard to judge, I guess, because if a team is completely butt ass naked, empty, they don't have nobody, then maybe. But if I'm just talking about the point guard position, bro,
I'm taking Smush Park.
I'm taking
Steph. Where is Magic better than Steph? Like Dale, I want to ask
you. He's tall. Oh, no, not lying like that. Amazing passer, amazing point vision.
But I'm saying, but where is he just like leaps and bounds better than Steph? Where he's better at has the advantage. I mean, like where do you see like Magic, Steph shooting, defense, rebound, scoring. Like go down the line and say like where do you think Magic's
better scorer?
If we're talking about individual skill, then yeah, I can see why you'll say Steph. But for me, when we're talking about greatest, we're just talking about their overall legacy and career resume as well.
Okay.
And to me, it's like Magic's career resume is unmatched when it comes to point guards. Like, think about it. His rookie year, he wins a championship and Finals MVP. Mind you, till this day, Steph does still not have a Finals MVP. Magic accomplished that shit in his rookie year. Then he wins 5 championships, 3 MVPs. He's like heading to the finals all these times. He's the face of the league for like a decade. Like, his resume is unmatched. Like, until...
What do you think Steph would have done in that era?
I mean, he wasn't in that era, though. So it's like... We're comparing based on what they accomplished when they played.
Because I know what Magic would look like in this era.
No, you can't.
A better Ben Simmons.
I don't know. I think Magic
Ben Simmons is way faster and a way better defender.
I mean, offensively, he'd be a better Ben Simmons.
Era. You see, that's the worst part about comparing eras.
That's why I'm saying in this era, I'm definitely taking
I still think Magic would be good this era.
He would be dookie.
No, Magic.
Athletic 6'9" can pass. Okay.
Well, look, think about it. Because like
he ain't putting up no 40-point games like how Steph been doing.
Man, they get fucking Everybody be dropping 40-point games nowadays. I would not be surprised.
Like Steve
bro.
Nash talks about, he talked about
Because
it on
who
the pod.
changed the game, Steph?
He look, because like if you think about it, like back then in that era, it's so different. Like they're not shooting as much. They're taking fucking post shots and all that type of shit. So it's more about the two ball. You see, I feel like if Magic did play in this era, he would have to adapt.
He can shoot
that's
threes,
the main
though.
Thing. All right, whatever.
He just didn't shoot that many, but
Yeah.
like his percentages were good. You could tell that he could shoot. He shot like 90 from the free throw line too. So like he had the touch to shoot. And plus, I feel like in this era, when it's more spacing, he will definitely dominate even more, because he was playing with the double bigs, slow pace. Well, they have fast pace, but the half courts. Like in this age and era of basketball, with all that spacing and shooting, I feel like his skills will be even maximized now.
Bro, he's
that
a
is an
30%
argument.
career 3-point shooter, bro. Come
I
on.
mean,
now.
so-
Like I was literally listening to shot from behind his head. I'm like, that can't be accurate.
Pull up by the year. Pull up by the year.
No, later in his career,
Yeah,
he
he
was
got
hitting
better.
them. But we're talking about the greatest shooter of all time in comparison. Like, so yeah, he could kind of shoot threes, but how many threes did Magic make in his career?
It's
Three
tough
hundred
to
and 25.
argue
There's more
that,
to basketball than
especially in the
shooting
different
threes, bro.
eras.
I know, but you were talking about him being a good shooter, and
I
I'm
mean,
just
like-
telling you what the stats say.
I mean, pull up by year. I'll show you the year.
I
that
know he
shooting
got
well.
better as he got older, but he was not a good shooter. He
Yeah.
fucking 30% for his whole
Yeah.
career.
Okay.
Well, do you
Okay.
think that Steph
But-
would be taking those types of threes back in that era?
100% not.
I mean, he changed the game in this era.
Yeah,
he would have
because
done something
because
back
the
then.
rules like benefited. It wasn't just the 3-point shots, it was also like the hand check rule and stuff.
All
Like,
right, well, then
if
my-
you can like be physical with Steph, like he's not gonna be putting up 40 footers.
Yeah, like a whole game. Yeah, you probably.
But that's why nowadays though he's just blowing by and getting to the rim when people try
Yeah.
to
I think
play him up top.
This conversation is like it's weird to compare eras like that. It's really tough, especially like Magic and Steph. That's extremely.
I mean, for a
Okay.
legacy, yeah, I mean, definitely Magic.
Yeah, legacy Magic for
yeah.
sure.
Like,
Steph
if we're talking
isn't
about like
done yet.
individual players, like if you say Steph, like, I get that, but I feel like if we're talking about for me the greatest, like Tom Brady, he's the greatest quarterback. I do not think he's the best. I can name a few quarterbacks I think are better than him. But if we're talking about who is the greatest, who has the best
well,
legacy,
that's a different conversation. I'm saying who you picking up as your point guard. Like I'm just
I'm
but I
picking
see what
LeBron.
you're saying. But I'm saying if you're forming a team, if you're forming like a dream team, I don't know, bro. I really don't think there's anyone I pick over Steph. And if we talk Magic, it's like, bro, if I'm drafting people, like I'd rather just pick up LeBron. If I have LeBron and Steph, I'd definitely take that over Magic and.
I mean,
what,
yeah,
what
one
if you
name,
just
like,
put
Steph
LeBron with a
other
different
stars.
shooter?
Steph is just I feel like because the point guard position, if we're talking about just having a great point guard on your team, bro, I don't know. I feel like Steph, man, especially if you have other talent on the team, like I just don't know if I could put, because Magic needs the ball as well. So it's like if we're talking about the greats or like in all time best in their position, if we picked all the 1 through 5 great or best in their position, I think I gotta go with Steph, especially if I let's say we put MJ at the 2 guard, we put Brown at the 3 guard, or you could replace MJ with Kobe. It don't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say 4 is Tim Duncan, 5 is Shaq or Wilt, Kareem, whatever. I just don't see a list that Magic goes on.
I mean, I see what you're saying, but also it's like
It's more about fit.
it's more about fit than like who is the better player in that situation. Because like one of Steph's strengths is that he fits with anybody because he's such a great off-ball player. But same thing with Anthony Davis. Like he's a great off-ball player, but I'm not gonna take him over Tim Duncan.
Okay, so last thing I'm gonna say to shit on Magic, because you're on Team Magic now, I'm gonna start shitting on him. Do you know how many points he averaged for his career? Don't look.
Like 19.
No, you looked.
I
Didn't
just
no,
knew
you
it.
fucking
On
looked.
my mom, I just knew.
Don't fucking lie.
He averaged like 19 points and probably like 12 assists.
Okay, 7 rebounds. That's pretty good though.
I would have said 8. So
Well, those are by the year, right?
No, this one's career, but that's kind of weird. How you not show assists when you're talking about Magic? But regardless, all right. So I think we're all in agreement. Steph, greatest point. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, no, honestly, I've always ranked Steph as number 2.
let's say he's number 2 solidly.
But after seeing it, just like if I'm basing it off position, I just can't like, because if I'm taking the greats, yeah, bro, I'm taking Bron, like just for how a team is going to be constructed. But okay, but maybe we get Magic and Steph together. That would be pretty lethal as well. But I'm still taking LeBron.
If I have LeBron, I don't think I would get another point guard. If I'm making a dream team, I don't
Yeah.
think I would get too many point guards if I'm making a dream team. If I got LeBron,
all
KD,
size.
and all sides, I'd be destroying your dream team easy.
Who would you draft then?
No, not take
LeBron at the 1.
I got KD.
I'll get
pretty easy.
LeBron,
who else is
Jordan,
a great
Kobe,
shooter?
KD, and I'll probably say like
I'll take
Kareem
Kobe.
or something. Not Hakeem, probably, because he's versatile.
I don't know about LeBron
the
running the
only
1
thing
on that
about-
type of team, to be honest, because LeBron, he needs the ball in his hands. Kobe wants the ball in his hands. So I'd rather have or Mike wants the ball in his hands. So it's like, Mike's kind of different. But, either way, both of them, they want the ball in their hands. So it's like, they're not going to be fucking spotting up shooting for Bron. They're going to do the same shit Kyrie did. Nigga, when it's my time, I'm going to get it, and I'm going to go cook mode. But I feel like Steph would be a perfect fit with them. Because it's like, all right, fam, no, I'll space out. I'm the greatest shooter of all time. Kick it to me anywhere. I'm launching this bitch up.
Facts.
And that's a splash factory.
I mean-
So it's like, I wouldn't put Bron at the 1. I'd probably put Bron at the 3. Because because Steph doesn't need the ball, so he can give it up to Bron and let Bron run a lot of things, and he's running around. Even basically Bron would end up running the point, because I'm thinking more of Steph as like, bro, you're letting everything
off
fly.
Well, if I'm
And then
looking
a
at
pick and roll with
size-
them two, a pick and roll Steph and Bron. Come
But
on,
I feel like
now.
LeBron can
would
definitely
take
play off ball
Clay.
though.
If I'm looking,
Both.
if I need a shooter, I'll take Clay. I already got Kobe. If LeBron's running the point, and I got KD.
You
to
take
shoot.
Clay over Steph as a shooter?
If I have LeBron on my team, yeah.
Tripping.
He's
That's crazy. That is crazy.
He's just a spot up shooter. Think about it. Steph might need the ball.
Talking about fit wise, I see what he means.
Fit wise, for sure.
No.
But fit
For sure.
I don't know
I'm not
anyone
saying
taking
that
Clay
Steph
over
is-
Steph. Or
I'm not
anything.
saying that Clay is better than Steph, but for the fit of my team,
Especially if you have like
For
Kobe,
sure.
if you have like Kobe on that shit too.
exactly. Kobe's definitely gonna be splashing. He want the ball too.
Plus the defense will be better.
And I'm not putting Mike on my team. I kind of just want the that is a big
Nah,
point.
you wasn't saying that. You wasn't
That wasn't
saying
big.
that.
That's what I was
but
thinking too. That's
that
why-
was a good point though.
Well,
That
when
one
I
was the one
said
that got
fit,
me.
it's different.
Because if I have LeBron, Kobe, Jordan, Durant, and Hakeem, that's nasty defensively.
Give me Shaq. Fuck
Like with
Hakeem.
Steph,
I'll
as
take
great as he
Shaq.
is offensively, even though he's like not a bad defender, he's definitely like the weakest cog in that
Yeah,
defensive
I mean,
team.
it's like him, Dame, and I look at him, Dame, and Kyrie all the same. Like,
Even if they try, like they have
try on
limitations.
defense, but y'all 6 feet.
Like they have limitations.
That just sucks. Size does fucking kill.
But yeah, like, if you think that Steph is individually a better player than Magic, I'm not mad at it because like, he probably is because that's the way the era is. But in terms of like greatness when
Individual
they play,
player, no. Okay, individual player, I don't think so. I just think if we're talking the point guard position, I can't put any point guard over Steph. But if we're just talking like the player, yeah, Magic, his greatness is hard to argue with.
one thing
That
about
30%
Steph, it makes me hard to
threes.
argue, is like he doesn't really play like a point guard. So it's kind of hard for me to be like, oh yeah, best point guard ever. But when I think of a point guard,
Modern day
Steph
point
Curry's
guard,
play style is not what popped into my head. Even modern day point guards, like look at the point guards nowadays. CP3 gets more assists than him.
but he's
Russell
always been
Westbrook
known as,
gets
as,
more
as a more
assists than him.
traditional.
Even Dame gets more assists than him. Like,
you're
But
saying
Dame
Dame's
does
very
the
ball
same thing,
dominant.
same shit as Steph though.
yeah, but like they still like play make more.
Wait,
'Cause
Steph doesn't have nobody on his team. What was Steph's?
even in his MVP,
we talking MVP? Okay,
even
okay.
his unanimous MVP, he only averaged like 5 or 6 assists a game. Like he's never been a high assist point guard.
He was shooting.
But I think okay,
I
but
know.
that actually, I think that actually speaks to him not being super ball dominant, like not needing the ball like that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
who does get all the assists is Draymond. He's okay giving the ball up and running around like a motherfucker, and that's why like them teams share the ball like crazy. But he's never been the type where like he's trying to just gun for assists. He gets assists, he gets hella nice passes, but
He should
he's
do
not.
that
I
now,
don't think
though.
he's really a Russell Westbrook. Nowadays, it's tough for him to come by assists for him. He got a trash ass.
He needs
team.
to like pull a hard and just like give him the ball. I'm a cook. Niggas.
That's what he's been doing, dog.
Yeah.
40, except for tonight, he had a
That's what
bad
he has.
night,
That's
but-
why he at the beginning of the year he's like running off ball. Like nigga, you running off ball to give the ball to Andrew Wiggins.
Exactly.
Like, come on,
That's why
son.
this year he not.
Like, it's
passing
different when
like that.
Durant's on your team. Yeah, go off ball and shit. It's fine. But
I
like,
can't wait till Clay comes back.
But
To
see,
them.
dude,
That'd be so nice.
I-
That'd be so nice.
Clay. Yeah.
Hopefully he comes back
He
good.
just needs some type of help. Somebody that can knock down shots,
yeah.
But we don't even know how Clay's gonna look afterwards, though.
I think he's gonna be wet though. I think he's
Yeah.
gonna be great.
He's-
Like
he's been
defensively though,
waiting.
I worry about him defensively, but in terms of his stroke, I think
He'll always be able to shoot. He could be 90.
Bro, he was shooting no jump shots, like just literally from the corner. He hit like 12 in a row, then finally missed one.
Yeah.
Like, fam, you're gonna be
I
fine.
think
I don't think
The
jumping is
jump
gonna
shot
be the thing
doesn't
that fucked him up.
I think he
doesn't
might be
go
the
away.
best catch and shoot player ever.
Clay,
I think he might be better than Steph when it comes to pure catch and shoot.
I don't know because Steph is so heavily guarded. He's hardly ever able to catch and shoot. I mean, no, that's not true because he hits a lot of catch and shoot shots. It's just that like he's rarely getting like open looks.
It's not catch and shoot for him. It's more like catch, pump fake, dribble, and then shoot.
Think about
Well,
tonight.
Why do you have to
Sidestep.
pump fake though? Because people are flying at
Exactly,
you. You're too great of a
exactly.
show. It's like
It opens up your drive.
he does
all
do a
that.
lot of catch and shoots though. If you watch the game, that's why he runs off screens
Yeah.
nonstop. Then he also will take you off the dribble, run you off a screen, and pull it up in front of you, like right in
your
front of you.
face.
He scores from all over the floor, man.
I just think that fuck, what was I saying about catch and shoot about Steph? Fuck, I can't remember.
You were saying that Clay was a better catch and shoot player than
Oh, yeah.
Steph.
Because for Steph, it's like I feel like for him, if it's catch and shoot off the dribble, it doesn't matter. It's gonna be the same.
Yeah, I just think he's the greatest shooter of all time. Like, no matter how he's putting that bitch up,
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Like I feel like some people are, running my 3-point line, make him put on the floor. Like for Steph, like I feel like the percentage of him shooting a wide open 3 and him stepping back is gonna be the same percentage. That's just how I see it. Like for him, it doesn't make a difference. But I don't know about Clay. He even beat Steph in the 3-point contest once too.
Yeah.
So like I feel like beer catch and shoot. Like I think like if my life is on, I still might take Steph.
The
'Cause it's
greatest
just
shooter
Steph.
of all time.
But the reason why he's the greatest shooter of all time is because he can shoot. Like first of all, quick
Anywhere.
release, anywhere on the court, and off the dribble. Like it's just that everything that involves shooting, he's mastered it. But pure catch and shoot, I still might think Clay might be a little bit better.
I just think it's just too hard to really judge. Like we could look at like a stat of who shoots better, catch and shoot, but like when you're talking about some of the greatest shooters ever, it's just like if we're talking, it's like who shoots the better step back. It's like, well, between Dame and Steph, I mean I'd have to look at the percentages, but like it's just like catch and shoot especially is like every 3-point shooter is a catch and shoot. You know, a 3 guy. The thing that separates Steph is that he just puts up so many ridiculous shots that we had never seen before. Off the dribble, catch and shoot, catch and just chuck it up. So it's like if we're basing who does a better job catch and shoot, I really don't know. We'd have to probably look at some stats or something.
We were talking about fadeaway threes yesterday. And
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Shit
Like
is
Steph is
wild.
putting up crazy
The
shots.
ones that
Like,
he hits, and they're water, yo. It's like, it's not even fair.
He had that
Yeah,
one
it's crazy.
Curry slide move against the Boston, bro. He was like
We
behind
just
the back,
love
just threw
Steph.
that shit up, like started
know, bro.
falling backwards. It's
Steph
like,
is just such a likable
see,
guy.
I can't. If I played in the NBA, bro, I'll probably have to swing on Steph because there's no way a nigga just
Shimmying.
making some bullshit on me and shimmy in my face, bro.
that's
Like,
why
I'm gonna
people-
get mad.
People hated them. You look at the old days, bro. They would have never let that shit fly.
100%.
niggas
Like I would have
celebrating
punched
like
that nigga, bro. Like you,
Bro.
you really just fucked me up like that. Just show me up.
People hate.
Like,
That's why people are trying
My
to.
kids are watching.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like my son just watched me get owned by you, bro.
My
Like
wife
you
just
dancing
didn't
in
give
my
me
face.
pussy tonight.
Like you dancing in my face, like nah, man. Like I will get fucking mad about that shit. Legit.
This was a good pub.
All right, man. I hope you guys had a good time, man. Appreciate everyone who's been joining us, man. I hope you guys liked our little sports segment. You didn't do the sports post, but it's okay. I feel like we're just chilling today, man. We're
AD
doing
on the
our
way.
thing.
AD on the way.
Sorry if this wasn't as angry of a podcast as it should have been. We should have come in here, fucking sit. Hey. But for real, like, yeah. Sorry if we didn't seem as outraged and shit, man. But much love to everyone who's joining us, everyone that tapped in, everyone who felt like they were part of the conversation, and we appreciate everybody.
Tune in
And
next week too, baby.
someone says, what's like a farewell in a different language?
Sayonara.
Oh,
Assalamu
yeah.
Was that
alaikum.
racist?
Yes.
How is that racist?
I don't know, bro.
Is this just Japanese?
Is implicating like voices? Is that racist?
If it was a good impression,
Is that
how
stereotypical?
you guys tell me it was a good or no?
No.
Nah.
Sayonara.
Then they gonna do it.
It was somehow worse.
Do it twice. That'll make it better.
Wait, was that racist? Let me do it again. This is just to make sure.
I'm gonna be on my Miles Leonard shit. No, I'm just kidding.
Before we get off, shout out to the second best point guard of the 2010s, Russell Westbrook, balling out lately. Got another triple double today. You know.
I thought you said you weren't fucking with Russell Westbrook no more.
No, he healthy again. He back hooping. So.
What's his team
I thought he was
record?
cooked. Not
You
gonna lie.
wishy-washy.
No,
Wishy-washy.
I've been on the
Bro, you know
Russell
how much he
Westbrook.
shitted on Steph in high school, and now
Wow.
he be singing his praises and shit,
Nah.
bro. He
Wow.
hated
I was
Steph.
a Russell Westbrook fan for years, bro. I took years and years of slander. I just actually thought he was ass for once, but nah, he was just hurt and you didn't talk about it. Now he's healthy. He hooping. Shout out to my boy
is
Russ.
like alcohol in your stomach. Sometimes, like if you don't have any food in it, it'll be fucking up. But if you got some food in your stomach, it's a good night.
That's
You
a
feel
perfect
me?
analogy. I know
Feel
exactly
me?
what you mean.
Once he
bro.
said wishy-washy, I was like, okay,
fucking confused.
okay, all right.
All right, man. We out this motherfucker, man. Got shit to do, got bills to pay, and I got some stashes to lay. I was thinking of shit that
Oh
rhyme.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Girl, I'm off the drugs right now. I could use your love right now, but they steady trying to tear me down. I just wanna tell you